Yes, hello. Davy, say hi.
What? No.
I asked you if you were ready.
Yeah, and I said no, and then you said, I don't care, I'm starting anyway.
That's not what happened.
Now here we are. That is what happened.
That is absolutely not what happened, and I
Your
haven't...
word versus mine, and we're on your stream, so I'm pretty sure they're going to take my word for it.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody.
No, don't say hi. I'm not ready.
Yes, you are.
We just went over this.
Yes, you are. Oh my god.
You can't just decide this for me.
I have an 8-minute recording. You said you were ready.
You've been recording me illegally this whole time.
We've been on a starting soon screen this entire time. God, this is chaotic.
Hello,
everybody.
Hello, I am being held hostage. This is not my will. When you say blink twice, if you're in danger, know that I am blinking as many times as I can.
Oh, it looks like we might have a Cammy.
Oh, will we?
Yeah. Cammy just...
Oh, when was this?
Well, look in the fucking chat. Cammy just asked if
What
she
chat?
could hop in.
Oh, so Cammy now thinks that she can get in on this big thing that I am a part of. She's like, oh, Davy Chappie's here? Okay, it must be popular. And so she's here to soak up the popularity.
Big thing, that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened? Oh, I turned my canvas white. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, hello guys. Chaos
Hello.
aside, hello.
Howdy, how's it going? My name is Davy Chappie, and today I'm going to be harassing two people who did not ask for it.
So you admit it.
Oh, speaking of which, we now have the second person who did not ask for it. Hey, Cammy.
Hi, Cammy.
It's okay. No one asks me if I'm okay with anything these days.
Everybody asks who's Cammy, but nobody ever asks
How's
How's
Cammy?
Cammy?
yeah, how's Cammy.
I want to point this out to save my own skin. I asked them to join.
This is a lie.
I
was found in my home and brought here.
Do you think I'd go outside? That's hilarious if you think I'd go outside, Davy.
Look.
I've been locked away for so long. I've finally been let out. So tell me my story. Tell my story.
Look, I was just playing the Mighty and Ray DLC for Sonic Mania, and then someone kicked in my door and said, "Hello, I'm Wystle." I said I did not know that because I don't know what you look like. And
I mean, I look like an anime girl. Look at
and
my
then you
screen.
said, "Come with me. The world is in danger." And I said,
Only
"Tough."
you can stop it.
Yeah. Sure.
All you need now is Joe, but he's busy playing Final Fantasy. Yeah, he is.
You should all go check out
Yes.
LunaCon, actually.
I don't even know what LunaCon is. What is it? Is it a place to go to? Is it an
It
event
looks like
in-game?
it looks like it's an in-game event for Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Terrible. Dreadful.
Why?
That's so mean.
Why is Cammy Cat? I love the chat.
Well, I can tell you why. Actually, I can't. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm filled with anger.
Also, I probably should have did a disclaimer of like sometimes cursing like a sailor is a thing, and please let me know if I need to not.
Oh, I'm just gonna be very honest with you. I regularly get my streams flagged because I curse like a sailor. I don't give a fuck. Say fuck as many times as you want.
Wait, you can get your streams flagged for cursing? What?
Yeah,
can.
I've managed to get the appeal every single time. But I guess it's just like I think it's just an algorithm thing. Like if they detect you saying the word fuck, it's never.
All right. Well, I guess I better start cursing now. Bodily beat, bodily port. May you always try these 3 times to get your USB into the port.
Ow.
Okay, so I wanted to draw Echo Dad in Theorycraft, and so I put out like an ask in the Necrohunt server, being like, "Hey, anybody want to join?" And these two decided. So,
That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
That's not what happened at all.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Look
Don't even worry about it.
right again.
So we're gonna. We got the 2 bards here to entertain you guys.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, this is fantastic. Now I just remembered, Cammy, you're live with me right now at the same time as I am with you right now.
Yeah.
And I know that you were a theater kid growing up. Lucky me, I'm gay, which automatically makes me a theater kid.
Joke's on you. You
So I
thought I was the theater kid. I didn't get in the door. Joke's on you. I was a jock.
It doesn't mean you weren't a theater kid. It just means you weren't good at it.
Oof. I was a backstage theater kid. Does that count? I was
actually
crew.
highly offended.
Oh.
I was
okay.
crew.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh God, we're gonna watch you two fight now.
You want to pretend you weren't a theater kid? Whenever I see someone less fortunate than I... Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's face it. Who is it?
Less fortunate than I. My tender heart tends to start to bleed. And when someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know. Exactly what they need.
It's going to be the next 3 minutes. Yep. See?
No, it's not, because I know when to stop.
No, this was a wonderful. I now think this is the best idea I've ever had because for once I've started a stream and haven't like immediately lost the topic because my brain shut off. You guys are doing all the work for me. Thank you.
I don't have to do any of the work. Oh wait, yeah. Why am I doing the work for you? Cammy, don't say anything. Let Wystle handle the stream for a little while.
No, please don't. No, okay.
Go play Amogus.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to play Amogus.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Why do you have to be difficult?
Because apparently I'm difficult. Maybe that's why I didn't get into the theater.
Oof.
I don't know. I know plenty of people who are difficult and still made it into theater.
About to say I did.
I'm probably too nice.
About to say I did make up for a couple divas in theater. I don't think difficulty has anything to do with it.
I think I'll try to find
You're doing
Gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when you think of popular, the next song you think about is Defying Gravity. Okay, alright, fine. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass.
Waving through a window.
Yep, exactly.
I speak, but nobody can hear.
No
so
one.
I wait around for an answer to appear.
Not there. As I'm watching people pass, I'm waving through a window.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like fire. Like, he goes into like falsetto at that point. It's like, 'cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window.
Yeah. But the fortunate thing about me, being a girl, is that the higher octave is actually just a regular one.
Yeah, you just get you get
I am
soprano
not getting soprano. I am an alto.
It doesn't matter. You still get soprano.
Oh, I know.
That's something you get.
Oh.
Best I can do is tenor.
But
I'm more of... Oh.
I've never actually tried to see how high I can go for like certain songs.
I've had
Really?
my choir teacher used to force all the girls to go as high as they can go.
Gross.
Never taught us how to properly warm up our voices, so I threw out my voice like 3 times in choir class.
Oh my
It's
God.
great.
When I was a young... Oh, you go.
No, go ahead. I was done.
I was gonna say, when I was a youngin', I tried to sing all of Gerard Way's songs, and My Chemical Romance was not in my wheelhouse at the time.
Oh,
no.
I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I started out as a bass baritone, almost as low as you could go.
Oof.
Whoa, I never meant to brag, but I got him where I want him now.
Yep. Oh, then I also tried to sing a bunch of women's songs, which was equally as impossible. To which I once again say, you get soprano.
No, I don't want it. You can keep it.
No, like I would love it. I'd love to be Brendan Urie for 2 seconds.
God.
I don't know how that man manages to keep his vocal cords.
There's a question I think is more suited to you guys in the chat. Question, can you recommend some musicals/theaters?
Depends. Do you want to like sing or do you want to just listen to something fun?
Yeah.
And
Because it depends.
Also, are you into like modern stuff or do you want like really classical things? Because that's kind of the big split between musical theater nerds is like anything past 2010, some people just don't like, and everything before 2010 is boring as sin. So you can tell which camp I'm in.
I will say, like, I haven't watched the musical, but if you want to listen to music, a lot of the songs from The Count of Monte Cristo are sick.
I actually...
Oh my god!
I actually only like This Man Is Dead.
Really?
Yep.
I love A Story Told, and I love I Will Be There.
I have ignored A Story Told, and I don't know why.
What?
I heard it, and I'm like... I heard it, and I'm like, this music I am not here for. I am going to pretend it does not exist because everybody talks about it. I don't know whether it's because everyone was talking about it, or it was just I didn't jive with it at first, but I'm like, I'm not here for this. In any case, I think the only real, like, olden days... this isn't even olden days. Yeah, it is. It totally is. Would be... fucking Phantom of the Opera, like the sing once again with me. A
strange duet.
I would sing the higher notes, but my roommate is somewhere.
Power over you grows stronger yet.
So like Phantom of the I know most of the music from Phantom of the Opera, but I know like none of the lyrics. Only because I learned all of the music because I was in band class and we did a lot of their compositions for band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what is classic or modern. I'd say so. Like, oh, what's that? A hangout time where I'm not oh, it's Kelly.
Oh,
Kelly!
Hey!
Kelly! Somebody message Kelly. Let Kelly know that she's welcome here. She's always
yes,
welcome here.
yes.
Great.
Kelly is more than welcome to join. Hold on.
Anyway, to give actual suggestions, so if you want the most basic bitch musical you can have, that's called Hamilton. You might have heard of it once or twice. It is actually really good.
I was about to say, it's really fucking good.
It's a pretty spectacular thing, but it, like, got mainstream, and theater has always been a non-mainstream medium, so, like, it offended a lot of theater nerds. Past that, the Hamilton of the theater community, which sounds like that doesn't make sense, would probably be Heathers. You can't go one single theater nerd conversation without talking about Heathers at least twice.
Fucking Candy Store is just such a good song,
Yep,
though.
exactly. Candy Store. Candy Store is a fantastic song.
Dead Girl Walking is also a really fucking good
yours!
song.
Meant to be yours is such a good song!
I am partial towards Blue.
Oh.
You make my balls so blue. You make my balls so blue.
I love how I promised we'd be theory crafting and we're just talking about musicals.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta warm up to it. You gotta warm up to it. We just got in here.
Past that, people want to say Dear Evan Hansen is at the level of Hamilton, but that is incorrect.
Nope.
It's still good.
Nope,
it's
nope.
just not as good.
Mm-hmm.
There's Be More Chill,
Dear
which
Evan-
is kind of like... Oh, what's up?
I was gonna also say, Dear Evan Hansen, the music is great. I absolutely freaking despise the story. And I hate the main character.
It's a Liar Revealed story.
Hate it.
Liar Revealed is like... Liar Revealed has been done 1.5 million times, and it will continue to be done until the end of time because nobody wants to stop doing that story.
I know. He's a compelling character. It's like, I understand what the story is. I just hate it.
Yep. There's also
yeah.
Be More Chill. Be More Chill is a pretty basic musical. It's not like middle. It's pretty middle of the road, all things considered. If you want a free musical that is just a live performance, there's actually a YouTube channel called StarKid. They're a musical production company that records their musicals wholesale and just uploads them to YouTube. A couple that I would suggest immediately are Twisted, The Untold Story of a Royal Vizier. They do the wicked treatment to Jafar, and it's very funny. And another song called The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. Oh, Kelly! Kelly!
Hello, everyone.
So,
Hello.
What before we get too back on topic, I just want to mention that the character Callie is our character artist. If you don't know, she did all of the portraits for Necrohunt. I have Luna's portrait up here I have Luna's portrait up along with Callie's Twitter tag, and I'm actually going to go ahead and spam it into the chat too.
Oh God!
Yeah, blame her for everything being hot. Wait,
listen,
Kelly, we haven't had a conversation since I discovered this. We haven't had a long conversation. It's important. Why is Bloodstock hot?
Why? No.
Bloodstock is so hot.
No. Why are we questioning why he's hot? Have you heard? You heard. You heard his voice in the trailer, right? If he wasn't hot, I was gonna be mad.
I don't know. I expect him to be like. I don't know. I expect him to be like a dilf, not just fucking hot.
Oh no!
Are you saying
that's
a dilf?
what Luke is now here for. You see, that's what Luke is now here for. Spoilers.
Listen. Your dad showing up, I was so not ready for, but I'm so glad to know that your dad isn't Thorn.
I am actually like sitting here reeling, and I'm like, I am very happy. I am more than happy, but also I'm sitting there going, now I have to think what I would do as myself if something happening to me. But it's not me, it's Renee, and Renee is a lot more mature than I am because I want to punch him. I want to punch him in the face.
I'm still very convinced that either Kara or Abigail is Bloodstride.
I'd be so down for that.
I am.
Who do you guys
right
think?
now?
Who do you guys think Thorn is? My money's on Abigail, but
just some dude. I honestly say just some dude.
I genuinely believe that they are either a character we haven't met yet, or they are just some dude. Like
they're just living their best life, doing their necromancy thing.
Like I don't blame him, or them, because we don't know what they are yet. I don't blame them for their like crusade against necromancy. The necromancers have done some really fucked up shit, but I'm genuinely concerned for Marth now.
I am so excited for more Thorin because Thorin is amazing, and I want to know more about them.
I gotta pull out Nathaniel's ledger. So I've got a Google Doc that I've only shared with Cammy and Joe.
Oh my god!
Yes.
It's like all of the notes because I got tired of having to open up Roll20 every time I wanted to access his notebook. So now it's just a Google Doc. But like, fuck, I've got so much shit in here. I'm in full bold italics because I also have notes on all of you. In an Enoch section, it begins with like, "This man is a genius, and I do not know how." I remember writing that in when he like did that whole thing with the bar, and then my theory right afterwards was that, directly underneath that, it was, current theory. Enoch's head is so empty that, when drunk, he becomes a host for Arathis, the actual innovator. There is no way that this man is genuinely so intelligent.
Oof.
Nathaniel just does not hold back, and I love him so much for it. He fills me with so much joy.
I love Nathaniel.
I do not have time.
I think I'm gonna redo.
Wait, Yara, why the fuck are you in the text chat?
Join
We're all in here.
Yeah, the invitation was to everyone, Aaron. Come on in here.
What is this?
Unless, of course.
Nah, you know what? Never mind. I rebuke you. I banish thee from this voice chat.
You can't do that.
Period.
This is my channel. You can't do that. This is my channel.
Hello, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh God, what is this noise?
What?
Davy.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Oh God. Your audio.
Why
is
is the
like,
noise summoning me?
It's summoning you.
Your noise. I don't know if you got your compressor on or what, dude, but your audio sounds all sorts of fluffed.
This is probably a phone.
It is my phone.
That's what I guess.
Oh.
I'm still in bed because
Can you get off of your Nokia and get on your laptop?
My leg is hurting. But Davy.
Okay, then chill out. Yeah.
If I ever hear you say Arathis' name ever like that again.
Arathis?
Arathis!
If I hear you say that ever again, I will come for you.
My money's
Her
on
name
Banana.
is Arathis.
My money's on Banana Wizard, sorry.
That's not even like... I didn't even... I'm pretty sure that's just how it was pronounced initially, because I remember I'm pronouncing it based off of how I heard it. It's Arathis?
I have gone through 6 sessions saying Arathis.
Yeah, but
a lot's happened
Joe
in this.
probably called it Arathis, or somebody else has called it Arathis. Or you know what? Maybe I don't even need anybody's excuses. I called it Arathis. It's Arathis now. Or we can call it Arathis.
Oh God, please don't start this. Don't start this now, please.
Just know, I'm not out of bed just yet because my leg is in.
Yeah, no. I was trying to say before you.
On my phone, I'm not moving.
I was trying to say before you joined that there's no pressure to join if you just don't feel up to it. Like, because I know your leg's not been great. So if you can't,
if you want to chill out, like totally chill out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hop in because I wanted to be funny for a minute.
All good.
Well, I hope your leg feels better.
Yeah.
Chat, wish Aaron get well shit, please.
Get well soon.
Totally.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Peace, Aaron.
Bye. The chat is like.
So I'm calling it Arathis from now on.
Yeah, now that he's gone, first of all, it's the Wrath.
No. It's arrow this. Thank you. The chat makes
Arrow this.
Arrow this.
You're right.
Yes.
Arrow
Well, no,
this.
it's because it's spelled. Here, I'll type it into the chat. It's spelled like that, so it is arrow this. Anyway, back to the important question.
Now we're
that was
drawing.
dodged.
Now we're drawing now we're drawing Echo Dad. So let's get back to the topic.
Fantastic. Now that Aaron is gone and we've figured out the pronunciation of his god for him, let's get back to the topic at hand. Why is Bloodstride hot?
I love
because dude, a villain that fucking charismatic has to be hot. I'm sorry.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it from the maker's mouth. Callie, explain.
Oh god, don't put me on the spot.
Have you looked, Davy? Have you looked at the rest of our character artwork and then you're questioning why?
Yeah, I thought that she made us hot because we were hot. Why is Bloodstride hot?
Because he's hot.
Yeah.
Listen, if my art isn't flirting with a viewer, what's the point?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Now, I have to make sure I do this so where you can't see it. I've actually drawn Vadrin an actual portrait, but I need it for his face, and I'm trying to
I also didn't realize that Vadrin had long hair.
Why isn't Vadrin hot?
You don't.
Oh my god, he's got the anime mom ponytail.
He does.
You know, the one that forces you to die.
He does.
Ponytail?
You can't see it in his in the sketch I did, but yeah, he has he's meant to have a very similar hair texture to Luna. Honestly, if the portrait never gets shown at the end of Necrohunt, I will show it because Luna looks a lot like her dad, and it's really cute.
Aww.
It's really cute.
Aww.
God. It's just hard to show because her Shadow Dad's always in black and white. He's always in shades of gray. Well,
for sure.
I'm so not okay with what might happen. I don't want to fight my dad.
I want to
fight.
A little bit of theory time.
I want to fight Renee's
think
dad.
that Echo. I want to fight Renee's dad so bad. Listen.
Wait, what was the theory?
Okay, so my theory about Vadrin. I honestly, after the whole shenanigan with the Echo, I think the Echo is actually just Vadrin's soul. He was like, nope, I refuse to die. I have to help my daughter. So he literally came back as a manifestation of the Echo, and his body is now empty, so it's much easier to, make it puppeteer because he's not a war hero anymore. He's just a body.
Yeah, you said that Echo Dad could, you said that your Echo could be whatever when I asked, but I'm I didn't question it at the time because there wasn't a reason to. I was like, that does not sound right.
I mean, do you want my real answer? Is that I don't know. I left a lot of this up to Joe.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, no, for sure. I believe that this is actually his soul, and his body is now free to be puppeteered.
Oh, Luna's not going to take that well if she finds out.
It is worth mentioning, I did not leave anything to Joe with my character.
Oh no,
I was very explicit in all of the things that I wanted for my character, and so Joe gets to now just set them upon the world, and I hope that he finds fun in that. He doesn't get to create my character's lore, but he does get to adapt, or he does get to have everybody else react to it, which is very nice.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm still upset about fucking Banana Dad reveal. What the fuck?
About Lancel? What about Lancel?
I love Lancel.
I do. I love
Lancel.
I love Lancel so much, but I'm what the fuck, dude?
I figured out what my next spell is gonna be that I got because I was talking about it with Davy, and I was like, I don't know quite what I want.
Oh,
and then I was looking through the spells. Oh no, it's sending.
Yeah, that one, sending.
Yeah, I'm doing sending. That way I can still talk to Lancel.
Yep. Awful. Terrible idea.
It's a wonderful idea. You told me I had to keep on asking questions, so now I can.
That was a surprise. I did not expect because I told Joe, and I feel comfortable saying this because we've kind of established Lancel and who he is. Because when I told him about the character that I wanted, I'm he basically, if my character is the walks through the muddy, rainy streets film noir investigator type. Lancel is the Saturday morning cartoon hero child. Like
I
fucking
love it, though.
yeah, right? Like the hero from a Saturday morning cartoon who's full of optimism in that. And he's just running around the city causing trouble like every Saturday morning cartoon hero.
I love him.
I love him so much, though.
And so he was aged up a little bit, and I thought he was just still in the city, and that would be its own problem. But then he showed up here. And like, oh, that's cool. Why is he here?
No, fucking. I didn't expect to get like backstory characters coming in so fast. Like when
I know
when Enoch.
You only have 10.
When Samuel Enoch's dude came in, I was like, okay, well that's how, the order of the gear or whatever, so that made sense. I didn't fucking expect to find Scorpio in a wagon.
That was hilarious.
I'm like, god damn it, it's so something he would do. I give Joe like such a small blurb for him because I kind of heard him in last minute, but I was like, I didn't expect to find him in a wagon. I thought he'd be like mentioned if we went to Chester.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many? I don't know how many sessions we have.
True.
It kind of fluctuates around like maybe a dozen at most. I think. I don't know how many. You'd have to ask Joe. But point is, like, they're gonna have to show up sometime, and they might as well show up earlier than later so that we can get all of it out of the way.
I just didn't expect it in session fucking 3.
You've had everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's finally my turn. Next session is going to be fucking hilarious. I can't wait to beat up my dad.
I'm like, the last session broke me in so many ways that I'm excited, but I'm terrified for next session.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
yes, I love it.
I'm ready to
I
want to
know why my dad wants to overthrow necromancy, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, I thought you were in jail.
What are you? What?
I thought you were in fucking jail for necromancy. What the hell?
I thought he was in jail too.
Well, that's why, that's why I genuinely thought that your dad might have been Thorn. Like, the chat, ever since Thorn showed up, the chat has been screaming that he's Luna's dad, and I'm like, no, he's not, guys. There's no way in fuck that's Luna's dad. The timeline doesn't make sense.
It's so very mysterious.
I would say it's...
I mean...
I think Thorn's just some random asshole.
I think Thorn's just random.
Yeah, no, I want to fight him. Before this campaign is over, I want to fight that motherfucker.
He's just some fucking dude.
Yes.
He's got nothing to do with us.
I feel like personally challenged now. I want to fucking fight him.
Ice Climber, if Joe cannot keep up a French accent, I'm just gonna go through drills with him before session starts.
Good.
Back the car and have a yard.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be able to do a decent job because, like, right from the first words of "Mon chéri, it's been so long," I'm like, oh my god.
Here we go.
I mean, luckily, he's supposed to be in jail, and he happened upon the only two people that have the authority to put him back in jail. So hey,
yep, so we're definitely putting him back in jail.
The world wants him to be in jail at this point. That is what we learned. And last time we didn't put somebody in jail, they hurt us emotionally.
And Lancel physically. Come on, that poor boy got attacked.
He'll be fine. He'll get over it.
God damn. You're such a good dad, Devi. I'm glad.
Children are very resilient. As long as you don't acknowledge their pain, they don't feel any.
I mean, even if you do acknowledge their pain, they still don't feel much. Children are fucking strong
invincible.
Bitches. Yeah, they really are.
Okay, random. But fun fact, I've actually heard that if you react a certain way when children are young and they like fall over or something, they'll immediately start crying. So if you like get shocked, you're like, oh, they like reflect your emotions. So if you sit there and go, are you okay? They're like, yeah.
They will think that they are supposed to be in pain, and therefore they will be. This is very true.
Except it does not work for many. She falls and it'll make a huge crash and I'll freak out being like, oh my god, are you okay? And she'll just start laughing and get up again like nothing fucking happened. And
I actually think this is resoundingly true even when you get older, because I actually have a story of when I was 11. I broke my nose because I ran into a wall after running down this really, really steep hill.
Oh god.
That's a whole story, but like I'm just telling it in the express version. I basically cartooned my way into a wall.
Oh my god.
And I broke my nose and I scraped my knee. I did not see that my nose was broken and it was bleeding, but I saw that my knee was scraped and it was bleeding. So I only registered that there was pain in my knee. I did not register there was anything wrong with my face. I was just like, oh shoot, I need a Band-Aid. So I like walked back up the hill. I was like 11 and my 9-year-old sister at the time like was there. And I walk up, I'm like, hey, I need a Band-Aid. My entire face is like red. She just starts screaming at me. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? I was so confused until she told me to touch my face. I was like, why?
I need to bring Luna's references up real quick.
Guys, someone in the comments just said the whole campaign's just daddy issues, and I love it.
You know, it's not wrong. We have so many dad themes, and none of that was fucking coordinated.
Yep. Cammy's dad, Shelby's dad, I am dad, Aaron's dad is himself.
Yep. We don't fucking know about Aaron's dad bullshit, but I guarantee you we'll find out.
I'm sure we will.
I mean, Samuel's basically was his dad figure, and he ended up taking his dad's eye by accident. So.
That's very interesting. We never see your coat, Luna.
Because there was a reason. There was a reason because I kind of dropped it fairly early on when me and Callie were talking about poses because I really wanted to show off the outfit I had done. I was really happy with it. And I was like, maybe she just has the coat in theory. I've honestly now just forgotten that she has a coat and it really does nothing for her while she's out in the peaks anyway because that's sleeveless. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It was a cool idea that got dropped one day.
That's fine.
Every time somebody mentions how they worked with Callie on their character, it reminds me of how I tortured Callie into giving me a red coat.
I am so sorry you had to deal with that. As another artist, if someone told me, no, make it that plastered neon orange, I'd be like, are you sure about that?
I couldn't find...
Honestly, I did so many furry commissions in my early art commission days. I did so many rainbow OCs that I'm like...
Oh no.
Kind of desensitized.
It was just so funny because I was trying so hard to make it look good still. I tried to make the yellow look appealing, and then every time I would send Debbie something, he would be like, it needs to be more garish. It needs to be worse. Make it brighter.
Can I show the other versions? Am I allowed to? I don't want to.
You can if you want.
Please.
Yeah.
I want to see Banana Man if he had decided to not be Banana Man.
Alright, let's find this.
They were all some shades of yellow, but a little more gentle, most of them.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
I tried.
One of them was pretty brown.
Yeah, at first I was like, maybe you're going to give me a bit of an artistic liberty in that aspect. And I was like, well, maybe. Maybe
wrong. Maybe not, though.
It's a little brown. It's a little brown.
The thing is, the yellow coat is so iconic now that I absolutely love it. It needed to be this way. It needed to look like this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. The fact that the wiki has a specific section for banana facts just makes me so fucking happy.
God, me too.
Let me try to find. Let me put them in the. I'll put them in character art, and then I suppose you can show the chat. So there's a couple things I want to show. First of all, his coat wasn't initially going to be as long as it was, but after really going back and forth on them, I decided to keep the longer ones. But Callie showed a cutoff part along the legs, but I'm like, no, it needs to be a coat. This needs to feel like a uniform and not so much just a cool outfit, because that does look better.
I do like the tux. It looks very fancy, but the yellow coat is very...
Hold on, I need to get over here.
Now I just want a fancy episode. Now I just want us all to be able to dress up.
Luna will fucking hate that. No.
She would look so good, though.
No, she would hate it. This woman would take... she would take...
No, you see, Renee would take you out shopping because if you told her that, she'd be like, all right, let's find you something that makes you comfortable, but still makes you hot. There are dresses that make you do that. That's the thing that people don't understand. She'd go off on a whole rant of that is what people do not understand. You can look amazing while still being comfortable as you want. You don't have to wear all the crazy, extra shit that everyone demands of you. You can look absolutely stunning with simplicity.
Someone needs to tell my...
People do not understand that until they see you across the room and go, oh shit, you look good.
Wait, Shelby, I need you to...
on you.
What?
Shelby, I need you to show the chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm putting it... Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so, this first concept piece, it was really nice, and it does look better than the coat. The problem is that it also makes him look way too normal. Like, this is something that he would probably wear normally, and I can't have that.
This is the casual version.
It's normal.
Like,
you see why I struggled?
I love him.
Oh, I mean, this looks nice. This looks like, this is like casual Friday Nathaniel right there.
I don't think was the chat able to see?
Yes, I threw it up. I threw it up on my on the canvas.
All right. So then here was the first coloration. I said it needs to be what's it called? It needs to be yellow. And this is what I got. Which, in my defense,
that was so good.
Yes.
Oh, I love all the
little. Not yellow at all.
That is true. Yeah.
Oh.
It
That's like
looks
subdued gold.
I created this as like an option just for you to consider, essentially. Like, I was like, are you sure? Like, I wanted to just put my artistic opinion out there to be like, are you sure you want that garnish yellow?
I feel like this is...
Here's an alternative.
I loved the decals on the sides and stuff, and those all looked really, really good. And I honestly wish I would have asked you to put like the trim back, but I love the trim, and I liked it, and this was very neat, and this was the first version of the coloration, and then the second version, because I'm like, no, it needs to be more yellow. So, compromise, we met in the middle, and she sent me this, which, once again,
so good!
yes, this is fantastic,
Looks like
and it's yellow.
Gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And
really
it's
higher.
yellow.
When
this
did you
is
get that?
probably my favorite one because it's yellow, but it's much more gentle. And then
Yeah,
he was like, no,
Later has
it needs
turned
to be
into
more.
Sooner. Later
I'm
has turned
so
into
angry.
Sooner. By the way, good news. As I turn over, I had realized that about 2 hours ago, I had inexplicably taken my medicine and didn't think about that. And that's why I was still drowsy. But I'm feeling great.
Good job. I honestly miss the embroidery on the because I really like
Yes, exactly.
I really
Right?
like that embroidery, but
Friend
it wouldn't have looked.
It was nice.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't have even be able to see it on the final.
Yeah, the yellow was too bright at some point.
So, we met in the middle with that second one.
My beautiful piece is now destroyed.
The brown one was not yellow at all. This second one, it was a nice compromise between my vision and Kelly's, and normally that's great. That's fantastic. That said, I took a look at this and then I messaged Kelly, you don't understand. This needs to be yellow.
And then
so
and this is the version of it.
well, I already have
this.
So I already have the saved version on my computer because this is the background for my lock screen on my computer now.
I do like the iconic super bright yellow though. That's the thing.
I like
Davy needed to push me. Davy
turned
really
into a
needed to push me,
symbol.
but yes, it is iconic now. Is the thing.
I love that it's woven itself so deeply into your identity.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like,
I
and
have
hey,
worked-
look, we've got the entire rainbow. We have colors from all over the spectrum at our party. It's perfect.
I've worked
That's true.
with artists a lot. Like, I'm not an artist at any point, but I have commissioned just from a lot of different artists. So I always feel bad. Like, I get the artistic process so far as like, I ask you things and then you'll like do your best with barely any information, and hope that I'm not a commissioner that is very easy to annoy. So I always feel really bad when I'm like, I need changes. I want changes.
No,
this
okay.
is the time though.
No, but that's the thing. That's why you commission people to.
Right.
Yeah, and
you know,
like that's genuinely like. I always preferred commissioners that were very clear on what they wanted. The most annoying thing whenever I was doing commissioned work was my whoever the hell I was working with not knowing what they want. I've had people try to send me mood boards and Google search image links, like just the fucking link to the search they did, not even like pictures as their references. So no, I think you're fine.
I mean, sometimes that can work when you have like a commission that like your commissioner wants you to take as much artistic liberty as possible, like essentially a design commission. I think that works.
Designing is different from actually getting like.
But like I wouldn't
exactly.
do design
It's just two different types of commissions. Like one is
exactly.
really clear.
That's
it's
the
not
thing.
as much
They were
work,
never.
And then,
they were never design commissions though. They were like I want. They were like a lot of them were like arbitrary, especially because I used to. I've been very open about this. I used to do a lot of NSFW commissions when I was like 19, 20. Because it was it was a really easy way. It was a really easy way to make money, and I have no fucking shame. I've
don't
been,
have any shame anyway.
No, I've been giving some very serious consideration. I've been giving some very serious consideration to opening an OnlyFans purely for my NSFW work that I draw on the side.
Whoa.
Because I want a place to put it that's not my Patreon.
Shelby, important question. Is there going to be Luna on it?
Listen.
Is this gonna be... Is it scandalous to say that I may have already done that?
Oh my god.
I was doing...
So scandalous.
It's Luna.
Okay, listen here. It was anatomy practice because I struggle a lot with muscular women.
That's
but...
what they will say.
No, I wasn't practicing anatomy. I struggle a lot to draw women.
Anatomy practice, but then also the bed was anatomy too.
I struggle a lot to draw muscular women, so I did a couple practices where I just drew pinups, because those are my favorite things to draw. Pinups are really fucking fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look that up?
I'll tell you what. I will tell you what. I'll
actually,
finish it, and I'll send it to you, Callie.
Thank you.
Hey, actually, you want to know what? Here, I have a legitimate question. Callie, Enoch body pillow when?
Oh, good lord.
You know,
look, if you pay me,
if you want, I will like legitimately draw a Daki Makura of Luna, because those were really fun to do, and I used to do them a lot.
Dude, just an entire line of Daki Makuras of our characters, but like not even in like a sexual way, just like them looking like they're super tired and like very beat up on the other side, and then normal on the other side.
Oh no, I'd be drawing mine to be what it is, but that's because that shit's really fun for me to draw. This is an interesting thing for my audience to be learning about me, considering I present myself as a very like sweet and innocent little anime girl. Hi everybody.
I don't want to say it, but I might have my own Davy Chappy body pillow in my closet.
I have spent the past 6 years of my life making fun of Hestia's tits. If you think that I, for a second, would not believe that I want my character to have his cowboy hat just covering up his entire area.
Let's stay in monetization zone, please. I already get flagged.
We're getting close.
I already get flagged.
Yeah, don't push.
I already get flagged for my cursing. Please don't flag me for stuff that I don't put on this platform. But I've genuinely given consideration to launching OnlyFans just to post my artwork there, because I don't want it on my Patreon. Or just doing like an NSFW Twitter or something where I can post my shit.
Or like an NSFW Patreon, just the second one. That would also work, I think.
Yes? The sauciest...
I was just gonna try and like deviate a teeny tiny bit into like back into more of the design stuff. I'm just very glad that like the design for Renee turned out the way it did, because I was just like, I want every color of the rainbow to exist on her.
Yes. And I like how you fucking manage that, and it doesn't look tacky.
Yeah.
Like really you managed to get all the good, I didn't. I thought I had merged absolution layer, and I'm absolutely just stealing it for Patron.
Shelby on that post, by the way. Great work.
Wait, there's something I meant to mention, because I didn't do this pose on my own. I could not find the credit for my references, but I at least wanted to show the process.
Using references is valid and fine.
Yeah, but I also believe in crediting your references if they're other people's artwork. I have no idea who did these. Pinterest is really hard to backtrack images, especially when they get spread. Basically, my process for doing poses when I really struggle trying to find them is I just merge shit together. I take different bits of artwork, I throw them together on a canvas to force my composition. I play with things, and then I sketch on another canvas. That is what this is. I don't know who drew these, but credit to these artists. Yeah, please. I couldn't find them. I spent 20 fucking minutes trying to reverse Google search this, and they were just too, like, it wouldn't come up with anything that I could, like, be, like, specific. This was this and that was that. But this is the art I used as references, guys. Pinterest, fucking credit your artists, goddammit.
Credit your artists.
So
yeah, Pinterest is terrible for looking up sources, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's great for reference material, but it's not great for, like, finding anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh god. I fucked
Pinterest is kind of that place that, like, you go to in order to, like, look at fancy pictures, but that is for anything else now.
I make a lot of mood boards on Pinterest. Like, Luna doesn't have one because I didn't, like, have time to make her one, but I've made one for most of my characters. It's nice when I'm, like, trying to feel out a character's aesthetic. To be like, okay, I'm going to choose these quotes and these, like, random Instagram pictures and this and that, and this will help me put things together. Actually, Nia, the character I play on Roll for Damage, has my, like, biggest board because I've had her for so long. I feel like this cloak isn't dramatic enough. Feather cloak is not floofy enough. I need to fix this.
When in doubt, make it wider. Actually cast it out behind the entire body.
Well, let me do some guides here.
Yeah.
Let me just, because, like, I have never, like, described this properly, but when I first, like, pitched Echo Dad to Joe, I imagined that every step he takes just leaves behind these, like, ethereal black feathers that just disappear within seconds. It's, like, really fluid and ghostly, I guess.
Spooky.
Spooky Dad.
Like snowflakes in the air.
Well, okay, full transparency, a lot of how I imagine Luna and Echo Dad fight are based off of the way they choreographed the Dancer of the Boreal Valley and the Pontiff Sullivan from Dark Souls 3.
I have never played Dark Souls 3.
Well,
apologize.
Well, Dancer of the Boreal Valley and the Pontiff Sullivan are my favorite boss fights in Dark Souls 3. So I probably know a bit more about them than I should. I like their... I specifically love the Dancer because she has, like, a very creepy but graceful motion in how she moves. It's very slinky. And that resonated with me so hard when I was first designing Luna. And I'm like, yes, she's just this. I just want this.
Thinking about, like, character design, I don't think I went through a lot of iterations with Enoch, especially with Callie, because no, like it's because here's the thing: I had initially commissioned you, and then Callie was brought on board.
Yeah, I have a like a partial sketch for that, by the way. I've just been in the process of, like, move madness. I'm moving in a week, so
oh, hey, I'm with you right there in about a couple of weeks too. Don't worry about
I'm moving in like a week again, so thank you for being patient.
Oh yeah.
The good thing was, though, you already had, like, all your references at the ready because of it, so that was nice.
Well, I actually, a few years ago, I posted a thing called the 5 top things to being a good commissioner.
Sorry to interrupt real quick. I'm just answering a question in the chat before it disappears. I'm using Paint Tool Sai. The program's Paint Tool Sai. The tablet I'm using is a Wacom Intuos Pro. It's the only time I'm going to say it, so remember it.
I don't use it anymore, but I love Paint Tool Sai. Good choice.
I prefer it for lines. I really prefer it for lines, and I love it.
It does, yeah.
I also, like, love the water tool. The water tool is, like, my main coloring tool now.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to get that before it got lost in chat.
uh, what was I saying?
How to be a good commissioner.
Yeah. So somewhere along, I think back in 2017, 2018, it was so like apparently rampant, especially on Twitter with the whole like. And I even hate to think about it, the whole concept of just like, oh, it's for exposure and that kind of stuff.
That's still a thing. That is absolutely still a thing. I still get fucking DMs like that, mostly on Instagram, but still, it's fucking annoying.
It's annoying, it's disrespectful, and so I created the 5 things you need to know, and so like I laid it out in the basis of like, you know, hey, when you approach an artist, make sure you have money in hand, ready to pay up when you have to. Sometimes you don't do it immediately until a sketch is done, or, you know, there's a long process to all of it. And then, like, step 2 is talking about the details. Step 3 is so-and-so. I think all the way at step 5 is just, like, now just sit and wait.
Pretty much. I mean, there is a limit.
Wait, be patient.
There is a limit to how much you should wait, like, but yeah.
Like, because, like, I know, like, for a lot of people, it's just the nature of time. It's like, I want it. It's just like, just give us some time, give us some patience.
I mean, I think most artists are very like transparent about how much time they need and how long they'll be working on it.
There's also nothing wrong for asking for a timeline either. Like asking the artist up front, being like,
checking in general.
Yeah, and like asking what their general turnaround time is also important because like, because not everybody here is going to be an MVP like Callie and get this shit done in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, no,
that was insane. That was mental, honestly.
You were brave. I never would have. That was
pretty amazing.
With such a close deadline.
I was in the zone. But the thing is, I enjoyed it so much. Like, you guys are amazing. You were really. It was such a nice and easy process, honestly, to get in touch with everyone. Everyone was sending me references like immediately. You guys gave me as much time as possible, even though it wasn't much, because Joe got in touch like a week before he really needed it. I think a week and a half or something like that. And I was just...
Yeah, because we wanted to get the trailer out before we did the thing. So it's like, it makes sense why you did it, but it also, oh no.
It was also good practice, I guess. Working under pressure.
Under pressure.
Pushing down on me. Pushing down on you. No man asked for.
No, it was amazing though. I had such a good time. And the Bloodstrike Commission as well. Like, God, I'm just honored to be here. Honestly, you guys are amazing.
So hot.
All right, I think I've got a sketch done, guys. The stream's a little behind.
Ooh, let's look at it. Hell yeah.
Yay!
Stream's behind, but I think I discovered the secret is to making this look like feathers and not furs, just to be like really sharp.
Yeah.
Really sharp edges.
Sharp edges.
Yeah.
Is that a pointy ear?
Yes.
Mama always told me, don't you run.
Because
we've learned something new about him. He's got pointy ears.
Yes. I don't believe... I'm going to be very, very, very transparent. I never make Aasimar with their parents being Aasimar. Ever. That is just me. That's a thing about me. I do not like... I don't like to think that Aasimar are like tieflings where you can get it through blood. I like to think that they are a bit more of a rarity. So, Luna's dad's race doesn't really matter.
So I have actually had a strange concept about like if a tiefling, if someone along the bloodline, because like obviously when it came to tieflings, it was simply because like the bloodline of somebody was connected to like the demonic.
Devils,
like,
devils. Abyssal tieflings didn't come out for a while.
Yeah,
they are different. I'm sorry, but because
of their connection with like warlocks and how like they connect in that way, and I think that was like what the 5e player handbook had explained, or maybe even like with sorcerers, like you just
well, the
have
5e
demonic blood
the 5e handbook says that tieflings are the result of a cursed bloodline, and now they are paying the price. That's basically like you are connected to a bloodline that did something fucked up and has been cursed by the hells. That is
okay.
That is tieflings. Abyssal tieflings are a thing, but they didn't come out for a little bit afterwards. Before, I'm pretty sure they were purely associated with devils.
I think that was Volos.
Was that Volos? I feel like it came out with the variant tieflings, like the variant tiefling attributes, like the feral tieflings and the wings.
That was Sword Coast.
That was Sword Coast. Okay.
Yeah, Sword Coast Adventures Guide.
Cool.
Actually, fun fact about Danny, my little tiefling bard girl.
I love tieflings.
Because the campaign that I'm in,
tieflings are the best.
Yeah. The campaign that I'm in, the city that she comes from, there's only one quote unquote tiefling that lives in the city, but it turns out they're actually a demon. So we were like, well, how is Danny a tiefling, but she grew up in this city? Like, how is that reasonable? So, and especially because like some of the like clergy in that specific area are all like, oh, tieflings are evil, do not, or not tieflings in general. Actually, no, yeah, it's like tieflings in general are evil. Do not trust them. They are vile. Blah blah blah. It's like they very leaned heavily on that, just because it's just how the city was, and it was to also ensure the demon's safety in the city, because the demon was working with like the head people of the city, and so they basically instilled in this town an innate fear of that person, so they don't really like anybody else coming in. Not necessarily like on the lower levels, but when you start getting to the higher levels of the city, it starts getting more and more like, ugh. So, what we decided on is that actually her tiefling traits are recessive, and they only started manifesting as she started to mature.
Mm-hmm.
And so once they started maturing, then she had to like leave the city because people were, yeah. She ended up finding stuff eventually, but like it was just an interesting concept.
Actually, you guys want to see who I was originally going to play when Joe started reaching out, I think last November for this? This shit's been because I was going to play a tiefling. I was originally going to play a tiefling named Song. She was going to be a warlock. And, here she is. Here she is. I don't... Wait for the stream to catch up, I suppose. She was also going to be a total mom. But she had like a much more tragic story involved with her.
Oh god.
Let me get her. She had a raven named Him.
Ooh.
She was. Here, I'm just gonna throw this in there so that you guys don't have to wait.
I see.
I had so much fun designing her.
I love her.
Yeah, you guys almost got like soft little. You guys almost got like a soft little tiefling mom, but instead you guys got a strong mom. You can also see the character that turned into a Layla.
It is so strange to see the progression of like from birth till like actual like full-blown tiefling.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've never thought of that as a progression. I thought that they are just they just come out tiefling.
Yeah, like that's.
I mean, some do. It really is just up to interpretation, I think.
It is up to interpretation. And this was just one interpretation that we came up with, was that it was a recessive trait.
I love that. I do like that a lot. And
Listen, making up new ideas and like homebrew and everything is the best part of D&D, in my opinion.
There's another campaign that I'm in. We're doing a Descent into Avernus, and another person really liked the idea of like the tiefling traits being recessive and growing in time. And so their character is so sweet. He's a big old tiefling boy, and he actually has a custom mechanic of like basically barbs all over his body.
Ooh.
And it's so heckin' cool. I'm trying to find the initial art of him. And then I'll show the baby art. Because it's basically like, and his name's Thornside, and I love him very much. I found the art. Okay, I had to just stall for time. So this is. Let me find the chat. Sorry, I'm very slow. Okay, here is Thornside. I love Thorn. Very, very.
Did Cammy die for anyone else?
Yes, Cammy.
Yeah. Cammy, you gone.
Cammy
You
died.
left.
Cammy died.
No.
Rip in the chat.
No, Cammy.
F in the chat for Cammy's internet.
But since she just brought up Thorn, can I just say Kate did such an amazing job with
Right?
Thorn's armor.
Like, what the fuck? How do
Yes.
you make a suit of armor hot? Like,
Anyone?
hello?
Wait, quick.
How did you
Anyone
make a
interested
suit of armor hot?
Yeah, no, the
Anyone
armor was very hot.
You can find Kate at Tactician Kate on Twitter. She's amazing. We've recently started talking and sharing secrets that neither of us
Nice.
through. So, but
Hey,
yes, Kate did an
Can y'all
amazing
hear me okay?
job.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
again,
you.
you're back.
Okay, good.
I cannot hear
Okay.
you.
So,
Hey, Callie, do you want to be special and see the art of Vadrin that I drew?
Yes.
So I was actually at a toss up between who I was gonna play for this campaign. Oh, look at him.
yeah, that's Thornside. This is Thornside. He has barbs that when he like brings them out and sharpens them on his body, he can cause an extra additional D6 of piercing damage when he is grappling someone.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Here you go, Callie.
And
You'll
this
know.
is him growing up, baby.
Oh.
So,
Shelby's telling me secrets.
I am.
so Cammy, I wanted to say, as I'm looking at the progression of Danny, it's like totally normal, and then 6 stages of grief at 11, and then the final stage of grief acceptance at 15, and then confidence by 19, and then the true bad bitch by now.
The bad bitch energy is overflowing.
Oh, I love Danny, though. It was so fun to see Danny in that one shot.
You now realize, though, that Danny has no idea what the fuck she's doing.
Oh, no, I love
Everyone
it,
thinks she's such a bad bitch, and it's true. She is, but she's the epitome of fake it till you make it, and now she's made it, but she still doesn't know what she's doing.
Listen, though, it
So
was...
she's like, oh,
Oh, it was so great to have her there, though. This is now me having to worry what, like, actually focus on fucking Echo Dad's hair under the cloak. That's gonna be fun.
have fun with that. Oh, gosh. But yeah, no, I was really actually excited about that, and I kind of want to keep that for any tieflings that I like. Make
I
in the
might
future.
steal
Just
that
have to
idea
get
because
some
that's such a
perspective.
cool way to present a tiefling.
Yeah.
The last, like, actually, funny enough, the last Aasimar character I played, I actually had her son a tiefling because she was married to a tiefling.
Ah.
Because I don't like, I didn't want Aasimar Hood to be a genetic thing. I wanted that to be like a holy shit, what happened? This kid has wings. So, the region I was in just happened to be one that was heavily populated by tieflings. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm married to a tiefling, and my son is also a tiefling. I'll have to see if I can find. I don't think I have any of Era's artwork with her husband, sadly. I think that's all on my old computer still. I haven't saved this entire time. Oh my god.
You might want to save.
Hold on, I didn't.
That might be important.
I have not saved the canvas once. It is still a new canvas. Holy shit.
See, that's what I really like about like Clip Studio Paint because it saves for you and at intervals.
Well,
is really nice.
okay, but so does Paint Tool Side 2. I just don't have Paint Tool Side. I just don't have to. I'm cheap and I don't want to buy it yet.
That's valid.
Okay, it's saved. Everything's fine.
Good.
So, a few years ago, I think it was my friend Boo, who would have inspired me to play this character, because they made the perfect design. So I've talked to you guys about this before. I wanted to play a barbarian. I was just straight melee. And the only reason why I didn't go with it is because I wanted to attempt the cowboy aesthetic a lot more and tell that story. Because if you guys got Bovarus, you would have gotten a much more simpler, probably less stressful character, but probably far more stupid.
I'm telling you that Enoch is like really getting close to getting in the adoption meter, if whether he likes it or not. So, you know.
He's, that that whole thing, especially when it comes to like Enoch's character, and like I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but like I really wanted to detail the notion of what happens if you decide to reject your celestial bloodline. What would that do? And so thankfully, with Joe like having a conversation about how to go about that, turned out into what I would have expected nonetheless, is this very competitive nature kind of character that plays opposite of me.
It's interesting to see, especially because we have two Aasimar in the party, how different our like relationship with our celestialhood is. Because Enoch is constantly fighting it, while Luna's like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't know I could do this. Luna's still figuring this shit out, and I think it's interesting seeing, like, one angle of, I don't like this, and I don't want this anymore, I never asked for this, and the other one's being like, what is... going,
go on!
Well, it's not even go on, she's just genuinely confused, like... The whole, I don't know how transparent this has been. Luna doesn't understand what she is. As much as she, like, talks about it. She doesn't fucking get it. She's like, I've never had this happen before. My echo's never acted like this. My sword's never moved on its own. What the fuck is going on here? I don't like it.
I think it's just simply because, like, I am telling the story of, you know, a very complicated background of a character who probably sees that celestial part of him as something that is not exactly positive. Oh, I'm sorry. Because the nature of which, like, when it comes to, like, Aasimars, is that they are genuinely just, like, processing and dealing with their celestial, I think, deity, or the...
Not necessarily. I feel like Aasimar are honestly one of the most open in terms of how you can choose to play that. Because when you play an Aasimar, you're playing a certain story. You don't... Aasimar are, like, you choose an Aasimar because of a story. You don't, like... It's not like a human or a tiefling or a dwarf where you can be like, oh, that's just, you know, that's what their parents were, so that's what my character is. I feel like you can really expand on their, like, godhood, but, like, I've played two Aasimar now, and both of them never really had a very strong connection with their deity. I think I've never even given any of my Aasimar a guide. Ever.
Yeah. Like, and, like, whenever I play a character, especially when it's fairly religious, like, I tried to connect to, like, an isolated god to kind of fit the story and the motif, because obviously, you know, I wanted the cowboy sheriff, and the closest god to law is Erithus, and that helps.
Ah, yes, Arathis.
Don't.
God fuck.
Please don't. Please don't start screaming.
Exactly.
Sorry. I'm sorry, kind of.
This is how it starts.
This is how it ends.
Please don't scream. Please don't start screaming.
I will not scream, I promise.
Thank you.
I cannot physically scream right now, no matter how I feel about it. But yeah, no, I just don't find that whenever I was to play, like, anything, especially if it can be connected to the gods in any way, that I want to have a level of disconnect. I want there to be a connection. I want there to have, like, some form of meaning. But also, like, with this story in particular, with this character in particular, who sees his celestial side as a problem that needs to be...
I mean, if you want to if you want to argue, then I think it is a problem that the fucking thing seems to have been telling this man that because he did something stupid when he was a kid, he deserved it. That rubbed Luna all sorts of wrong ways, and yeah.
Oh yeah, and, like, don't get me wrong. There is this level of just, like, how is it that you're supposed to take responsibility, especially as a child, when they don't comprehend responsibility to start with until they begin to grow and learn and understand?
I think it's an interesting take on a being of absolute law, because, you know, I've played in a lot of games where they put a lot of emphasis on like evil gods and like they're evil, they're chaotic, but we don't talk about the problems of law. Law is not necessarily a bad thing, but a lot of times things that represent law are like this is absolute. There is no black and white, and that's a problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's a huge commentary of itself. Like I don't want to say it's commentary, but like, to be quite honest, there is definitely a problem when somebody who perceives the law word for word instead of understanding that there are nuances to individual cases.
Like it's kind of like with this thing with Mirth, right? Because Mirth is, I think, the first example of gray area of necromancy we've come across. Because so far it's been like people who are like down on their luck. Like what the fuck were those two people that you tried to induct into your cult? You two?
They are now part of our group. They are now part of our group. Yep, they are been recruited.
Okay, yeah, no, those fucking two people who were like, no, we just thought it'd be a good way to turn our lives around because things are kind of shitty right now. Seeing Mirth, who's like, no, like the spell Blight is great for drying out herbs, and it's good for like raising these skeletons. It's been helpful to, for them to,
construct.
Yeah, like there is like genuine gray area, but it's interesting to see, but it's also like there was also a war over this shit. And a lot of people died in this war.
which is the main reason why like Enoch was so conflicted. And if you guys may have noticed, like he is part of an order. Like he's part of a very echeloned kind of order.
All you fuckers, parts of organizations, and I'm here like I'm a fucking free bird.
Yeah.
Because I'm free.
Which I won't get
contract.
I won't get into detail, but there will be a conversation about how he perceives his order later. But I want Enoch to kind of be able to use this moment because he's never had any resistance his entire life. He's always perceived Alter as like this entity that lives in him, and he listens to him. But does he like him? Oh, definitely not.
I think that this is my caravan or whatever. I think that showed that he didn't like him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Counterpoint. I think one of the first resistances wasn't just Mirth. I think the first time was when the whole party said, "What the fuck are you aiming a gun at this person for?"
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's never had a problem with his order, and he's never had a problem with this in the past. And so when he's being met with resistance, he's beginning to question what's right and what's wrong. And that's kind of what this whole process is. You know, let it happen.
It is a nice character arc. In general, I'm looking forward to everyone's character arcs. I think it will be really interesting to get like a before and after.
Yeah. It's been interesting because I imagine Luna being so laid back, and I'm just like, she's getting more and more stressed. Every session is just more stressed because everything she knows is like undoing itself. It's like it all fucking started when fucking Scorpio was like, "No, I'm leaving the order. I'm leaving my employer." And she's like, "Wait, what? Are you okay? What happened?" She doesn't adapt to change well, and I'm realizing that. I didn't realize how much she was going to struggle to adapt to this stuff, but apparently so. She's been happy with her life, and now she's like, wait, things are changing.
Honestly, personally, I just hope that nothing will happen to Scorpio, because that moment between Scorpio and Luna was so cute. It was too cute, you know what I mean?
I will riot. I will riot if anything happens to my boy.
Please, Joe.
Please, Joe, don't kill my boy, Joe, please. You can, he can get a little scraped up. That's fine. He's used to that. But don't hurt it. Don't kill him, please.
Joe coming down with that 2-ton weight.
I'll fucking lose my mind. Luna. No, I won't lose my mind. Luna will. Because that's like... She doesn't have other family, guys.
Oh, God.
I'm... Next session alone, I'm just sitting here, I'm like... How is this gonna go?
I can fucking... I know next session's gonna wreck me.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know how it's gonna go? We're gonna start session, and Enoch's gonna curse the man that ever invented Parlay, and then he's gonna point to you, Renee, and it's like, I believe it was your cut that did that.
That will not go over well. I'm going to let you know in advance.
Yeah, no, I want you to scream in French.
Please don't scream in French. It will hurt my ears.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it was the French.
I think I'm somewhat managing these feathers. It's really hard to make them look like feathers and not leaves. Why do they have the same shit?
I believe leaves to be a little bit more round. The edge is
Well, I think it depends on the
depends on the leaf.
Depends on the leaf, because I'm just gonna grab something because I also think this is something in just my style in general. Where the fluff did I save this? There it is.
Just pass judgment on my non-artistic soul.
Well, like, no, I'm pointing out this
I know how to do.
This was something I did for my my druid in after Tomb of Annihilation ended, where I drew her, like, you know, she's gonna live to be like a little over 1,000 because Timeless Body is fucking broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I just threw it in VC, just so you see it. See how I draw leaves and feathers the same. like those gloves are meant to be made of leaves, the shoulder pads and her shorts are meant to be made out of leaves.
Okay, I see.
I mean, I think you're doing it fairly, like, well, the distinction. Like, the feathers are a little bit, like, they have a little bit more fuzz on the outside in the sense, like, that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
They have a lot more etchings going into them. Leaves do have veins and stuff, but they're not the same as, like, the little, texture of the feather.
The weird bone in the middle of the feather. I think.
Oh, speaking of druids, like, I never finished talking about the other character that I was planning on, the barbarian. He was gonna be a Fearbog barbarian.
Ooh.
And yeah, I had it originally.
That would have been great meeting Juliana.
Oh yeah, no, you guys would have gotten full himbo, just this 9 foot tall Fearbog barbarian.
Oh, the himbo and the herbo could have been friends.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he would carry around a giant mallet made out of a stump and a very big stick.
That's Speak softly, but carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he would have he's like one of those big emotional dudes, like he's the big huggy guy, and that's all he wants to do is just like, I protect the forest.
Oh, Aaron, there's a question for you in the chat.
How
and when did you decide to fall for Juliana?
So here's the thing. This is ultimately because I am who I am and who Enoch is Enoch. I fucking love bad bitches.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, listen. You have good taste. Juliana's hot, man. Sorry, but
yeah, no.
Like, yes, I think we all fell in love with her a little bit because she's amazing.
So, like, 2 songs.
I want her to tell me, like, I want to hear a Juliana motivational speech every day when I wake up in the morning.
Callie disappeared. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh
no, there's Callie.
Callie is returned. So, the moment I think Enoch fell for Juliana, especially in the first moment, was simply because of, like, the nature of, like, he liked her because of the mechanical engineering aspect. Like, immediately, like, began to like somebody because it spoke to him. It's his language. But then the acknowledgement of, like, the feeling of, oh, I think I might actually like this person a little bit more than usual. And that is just due to the nature of, like, I like strong, confident women. And Joe played up that characteristic very, very well. And I was like, all right, this is it. Here we go. And then literally 2 episodes later has his heart broken by her.
I mean, she also had her heart broken. So, mark my fucking words, I will get these 2 back together.
To be quite honest, I don't think Enoch could mentally process on how to go about that.
Again, let the woman that's been in a relationship for 10 years help you.
Gosh. I think he needs to be alone and process his feelings.
Yeah, that's done. That's done him. Back. Being alone and processing his feelings has done him a lot of good, hasn't it?
No, it has not.
Yeah, that was
the way he sees it.
Yeah, that was sarcasm, my friend. You're not being left alone. I'm sorry, but you are on the mom list now. Luna has to look after you. That's just in her head. She has decided that if nobody has mommed you in your life, you need it.
Yeah, no, I think Enoch is definitely a candidate for a good therapy session. My love language is mechanical engineering. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hey, listen, nothing wrong with that. Clearly mine is swords.
But
mine is just swords.
Oh my god. Also, real quick, I'm so sorry. I think Discord just yeeted itself.
Oh no.
But I'm back.
Welcome back.
I mean, he probably will. He'll probably go back and see her about the whole matter, but he's probably not going to feel as confident as he was when he first met her. And seemingly, given the nature of this game and given the nature of like everyone's characteristics, I would say it's probably not going to happen by endgame. It's not going to be easily repaired, and
we don't know that.
We don't know that, but also I get the like bottom stomach feeling that there won't be a way to repair that properly due to just the nature of the world in general. And I'm sure that they'll come to an agreement with Mirth, but like never come to the agreement on what separated them to begin with before they even got to start. But
I don't know. I feel like
I don't know Joe's plans.
I feel like what Renee said to Juliana might also have some weight with the whole do you punish a child for stealing food, or do you teach them not to, and how to like make how to be better. I felt like that was actually really good, and I think that did a lot. Personally, I felt like that probably did a lot to put some shit in perspective.
I mean, Renee still very much feels like Mirth should have been in jail. Like, but
I think we all understand why Enoch wanted to.
Yeah, everyone knows why Enoch did it. And so, like, she's like, that was, you know what, fuck it, but now you see that why it happened and now all that shit. But Juliana was not listening to why Enoch made the call.
Yeah. Which is understandable, which is absolutely...
to her, she's like, I'm just as pissed as you are, but I'm going to at least, like, give you the same process that was given to me so that you can process it however you want to. She doesn't care what happens. But she's like, you need to at least understand why it happened so that you can have the full context so you know what to do next. You can't just shut it out immediately.
I think it's also like you ever think about like the idea that when somebody says some pretty cutting words in a relationship, like it's hard to go back to that. Like,
sure.
The idea that Juliana's telling Enoch that, you were right, you're not a good man, and that probably was the most cutting.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's not going to be shit you two need to work out.
There's going to be shit.
Like, you two need to work some stuff out. I don't think that it's entirely beyond repair, is what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. I'm simply going off of the basis of just like, this is a person that has never had this experience before. He's never truly fallen in love with somebody. But, as far as he could possibly be aware, like, if you do not tell Enoch that there is a chance to fix this, he probably won't go back to it.
Again, you are on the mom list. You are on the mom list. I am going to have a... That
was such a sad moment, by the way, in the last session. That whole scene between Enoch and Juliana. That was heartbreaking.
No, I cried.
Oh yeah, no.
I cried.
I cried all the way through. don't
really,
get me wrong.
It was really I was just like, oh god, I felt that. Oh god, I felt that. You know, I've just decided that this layer is just turning into a refined sketch layer because I am not being careful on these lines.
Oh, this is your friendly PSA to save because I'm doing the same.
Thank you for that because I haven't saved since I started lining.
Like, I personally loved some of the moments from last session, especially with both Alter and Juliana. Just purely good RP, good.
This
acting.
whole game has been fantastic RP. I've had so much fun. Like, seeing Nathaniel and Renee bouncing off of each other has been like really fucking fun because. God damn it, you two. You two could just run the fucking game for some of the shit you guys do. Yeah. The wager is my favorite thing, and I will be fucking keeping track of it.
It is amazing.
Joseph is drinking player tears. Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got his fill last game with me.
Listen.
It's so many of us.
Listen, alright, after the way that he handled Golden K, I'm really excited for what he has here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so here's the thing. I asked Joe a question. He's not getting back to me about it.
Well, he's doing LunarCon right now, so.
Yeah, he's doing LunarCon.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's right. Well, when he does get back to me about it, there might be something that I'll tell all of you eventually next game, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's try to keep anything that hasn't really been talked about in game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we want to keep the secrets.
Also, I'm super excited to finally start exploring more with Alter because I really enjoyed Joe kind of taking over and if anybody that was watching, the two have an agreement. You're only allowed to drive when I say you're allowed to drive. And that rule was broken when he decided to jump out in front of all of you just to talk.
Oh god, if I swear to god, in that moment, I'm just imagine Luna was thinking, God, why do you have to be Enoch? I can't punch you without punching Enoch, and I really don't fucking like you.
Oh, yeah. And also, I had to take the Mind Sliver damage as well.
Yeah, I couldn't do
Mind Sliver damage. It was...
you're fine. You're a fighter.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I've taken only 2 levels in Artificer, and my hit points are showing for My hit points are showing for it, but yeah.
I'm so debating my next feat just being tough. Either tough or Mage Slayer.
I mean, I've heard you say more about Mage Slayer than tough.
Tough, I want for the extra hit points just because I like being super, super tanky, and if I get hit with a Blight, I might just go down. That Blight was scary.
That Blight was terrifying.
That Blight was, and I also want to be able to not get instant killed if I have to fight Thorn.
Yeah.
Also, that would be nice.
I made an agreement with Joe right away about my character that he would be really, really good at the thing he is good at, but I made him very aware that if he just as the DM, he should know how to disable my character without being able without me just walking through all of his shit. So all the times that I walk through all his shit, I don't feel bad about it because if he didn't want me to, I've told him exactly what he can do to not let that happen. All of my charms only work on people. If when the wargs showed up, I'm well, I'm resigned to cantrips. I can't do shit today. And then if anything just ever hits me,
you go down.
My constitution. Yeah. Here's something for the wiki. My constitution is 8, and it's not changing. It's really, really bad on purpose. so that if anything fucking hits me, I'll just die. And
I do love low con characters. I really do. I've done story reasons for characters having low con before. I played a character with a chronic illness, and that was why she had such low constitution.
I completely agree. My own tiefling is also a glass cannon, and I love her.
I love glass cannons. They're so fun.
I have a glass cannon rogue half elf, and a big reason she is that way is because she was a paladin in Tomb of Annihilation. But because of all the crap she went through in Tomb of Annihilation, she actually rejected her god and became a rogue and did not take care of herself while she was back home. So she has a constitution of -1.
I don't blame her, okay? It's really hard to be in the Tomb of the Nine Gods, all right? It's hard.
Yeah. She had a shitty time in there, so.
I lost an eye. I nearly lost my arm. I nearly died several times, and I got ran over by a giant stone wagon while I had. The worst thing is I got ran over by this thing while I had vulnerability to bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And this thing hit me for over 100 points of damage. I'm a druid. We were level 11.
Pillow of Evil says that I can't play a character with negative con because the DMs will punish me for it. If that's happening, you are playing with bad DMs.
Absolutely. Yeah. You are playing with a bad DM.
No offense to all you DMs out there, but if you are punishing your characters for playing, or if you're punishing your players for carrying... If you are punishing your player for playing a character that they would like to play, then you are doing it wrong.
I
agree.
I have a very squishy warlock that I play on my Sunday games. I think we're level 11 or 12. She has a very she's the lowest con in the party at an 11, and she has the lowest AC at a 12. My DM just makes sure there's always a spot for me to hide. He makes sure that there's a way for me to camp and throw Eldritch Blasts out so that I don't get instantly killed. Now, if I get caught in an AoE, that's my own damn fault. But he doesn't, throw shit at me because he knows I have low AC. And that's how a DM should do it.
I walked through the first dungeon that we did. The first session was basically the Nathaniel show as far as combat was concerned. There was nothing anybody could do. I just took over everything, and Joe's NPCs were non-important. Very, very uninteresting. Not uninteresting. That's not the word I meant to use. Point is,
not able to fight
the only reason that I can justify having a character that can walk through a dungeon and control everything is by letting Joe know exactly how to beat that, so that if he ever wants that to not happen, he can fix it.
And he did that. He did that with the wards.
Yeah, and ever since then, I've said, hey, every combat, I'm going to cast suggestion on the first person that, on the strongest person I see. Just add a second strong person. And then he threw Thorn in, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I would love to see you try and cast suggestion on Thorn and see what happens.
Oh, God.
Lay down your weapons.
By the way, the moment... I wanted to talk about the moment that Nathaniel went down and what happened with Enoch.
That was fucking terrifying. I genuinely thought Nathaniel had just died. I was like, fucking Bloodstride killed Nathaniel. God fucking damn it.
I was 2 points away from death if I did not have my temporary HP on me. And that was from full.
Here we have for my progress on the feathers. I think I'm slowly making them look more like feathers. I also like that I'm making them longer as they go.
I really like how they're looking. It's looking really nice.
It makes Shadow Dad look so dramatic, and I love it.
So that moment, I wanted to talk about, because believe it or not, I think Enoch does like Nathaniel, even though they are very crossed in their ideals. And I think he does rely on Nathaniel, because there might be an answer that Nathaniel has to his own personal problems.
Nathaniel is definitely he's incredibly useful, not just for doing his shit and mantle inspiration and getting really getting us all around the battlefield, but just the sheer amount of information he's been able to gather has been incredibly helpful, and it's been really cool to watch. I love high intelligence charisma characters. I really do. They're super fun to play. I really like how you've been playing him, Davy.
I only I only raise my mental stats. All of my other stats are shit.
But yeah, I think especially like the reason why is that Enoch is still very much like very care-filled individual, and seeing
You pointed a
somebody
gun at me.
Yes, at first. Listen. Enemies yesterday, allies today. But
if you do that again, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'm being fully transparent now. You will get punched by Luna, and it will hurt.
Wait, are you dex based or are you strength based?
I'm strength. I punched a fucking inch into a tree. I am strength.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you know what I want to play?
What?
I want to play a strength-based ranger.
That would be.
I think that would be great.
I think that'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
I don't know what fucking stat block Lancel is. I let Joe deal with that. I gave him like some suggestions. Like I gave him multiple options and said you don't have to do any of these. I think I know what he did, but I also don't know. I really hope that he is a strength-based ranger. He cast Cordon of Arrows, but he didn't cast Cordon of Arrows. He cast a different spell.
Hail of Thorns, I think.
Yeah, but that's a first-level ranger spell, so he could have easily taken the meta magic feat, and just continued to be a ranger or continued to be a fighter otherwise, because they're indistinguishable at early levels except for the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, except for magic and second wind, they pretty much do the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would like to play Strength-based Ranger.
I would love to see that.
I'm planning on multi-classing my Blood Hunter into a Gloomstalker Ranger. And I'm just going to be so fucking broken at that point, because Gloomstalker Rangers are fucking broken, but I'm here for it. Especially because we're mostly fighting vampires, so I can hide from just about anything with dark vision at that point. It's going to be so great.
Oh, I'll get back to Bovarus in a second. But yeah, the thing with Nathaniel and Enoch, like Enoch really does respect Nathaniel because like there's a thing, and obviously he does think that Enoch's a really cool dude, but while drunk, and. And with that, even in notation, I think seeing Nathaniel fall, somebody that he doesn't think should, and has purposely shown a lot of worry on many different occasions, that if anything happened to you guys, he would probably lose it.
I mean, he kind of almost did lose it during the avalanche, so...
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think we were going to survive that. I didn't think we were going to survive that avalanche. I was like, well, this is how we die, guys.
I didn't know if you guys would survive it, but I was fine.
I mean...
Of course you were, Davy.
My contingency... Well, no, my contingency was that if I failed my rolls, then when this avalanche showed up, I was going to Misty Step into a tree, and I was going to message him privately, and so if, like, the snow rolled over all of us, I wouldn't have let you guys know. He would have just talked about how it rolled over everybody, and then I would have just been in the tree. And I would have gotten out of the tree and been all like, hey.
I was like, I think I was more worried for Squishies than I was for myself, just because Luna still had her temp HP at the time, and Luna has not gone under a fourth of her health this entire time. That might change. Thorn's here now. That might change. Maybe I'll go unconscious eventually.
Ooh, I'm ready for that.
I think the most damage my character has ever taken was the fucking Gargle Blaster.
That's funny.
That was your own fucking fault, though, so...
Yeah, no, like that was the most amount of damage I had ever taken, that dropped me to half of my HP.
You took 5 damage from that. What the... You have 10 hit points?
No, I took... So I had 28, and I took 8 damage, but also I didn't heal yet.
Oh.
From the last battle, so it dropped me below half, and I'm all like, oh, I should really pick that up in about a minute.
Yeah, because, I don't want to have to deal with Eris if you had just died in her bar.
Yeah. But no, like, it's just like, second wind, healing hands.
The most damage Enoch has taken was Juliana.
Emotional damage.
It's true.
That is emotional damage. Thanks.
No.
It still works. And the thing about that, you can't heal it with magic.
This is
very
like
much suppresses emotions.
Well, look, I fucking Enoch over here with relationship issues.
Listen, we can judge Enoch for his relationship issues all we want. Changes nothing.
I will.
I mean, I don't really have grounds to judge you. Apparently, I didn't know my character's partner was planning on leaving the trade. So,
It's what you all get for having romances.
I know, right? Meanwhile, I'm just sitting over here like, let's play a game, Nathaniel.
Yeah, I skipped the romance. I have a son.
So, okay. I normally I like to write something in if I have my characters at a certain age. Because I knew I wanted Luna to be older, and I also did not want to deal with anybody trying to force ship her with anyone, because that's kind of gross. I was like, I'm just gonna write something in, and we're just gonna go with it. And now I'm starting to question my relationship because he didn't.
I ship Luna with myself. Thank you.
I mean, I don't blame you.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
I mean, I've told you, Shelby, about my ship ideas.
Yeah. And again, I
quietly am in the corner like. No. Putting the Barbies together, like.
Can we? Do you want to say it on?
Ship I want is with an NPC. I will never ever
it's fair.
be
It's fair.
in a.
Listen. I absolutely love thinking about the dynamics of different kinds of ships. I never really set my eye on particularly one of them, but I can see how a couple of them would look in my brain, because I'm just horrible that way.
Yeah, well, no, I do the same thing. I don't like, I don't mind PC ships. I just think that they need to be treated a very specific way because they get weird real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, hell, I've had PC ships happen before. My character, Nia, on Roll for Damage, had a, this is technically a character written into her backstory, but it came from Nia's first game. Nia was with a Goliath ranger named Aaron. Mm-hmm. And that was a relationship. Aaron. That was it's not spelled the same way as you. It's fine.
Oh, good.
No.
By the way, to anyone that wants to know how my first name is spelled, it's Arron, because I'm sick and tired of seeing two A's.
Yeah. It's Aaron.
I fucking hate that joke. It has been done to death since high school.
Yep.
Let it die. Just let it die.
So we have a
Peel destroyed an entire name for a generation.
We have a sketch, except I haven't drawn Retribution yet because it's at a weird angle, and I'm gonna draw it on the side and just kind of smash it in there. But look.
And I drew on the wrong layer. Fuck.
Oh no, I'm about to merge all this shit down.
No, I drew on the wrong
Oh
layer.
no!
Fine.
Oh no!
That looks amazing.
Okay, I just want to say this: player romance can be really fun. It just needs to it needs to be done a certain way, and I feel like you need a certain group dynamic. When Nia and Aaron got together, that was between me and like one of my best friends, and we've been low key shipping them together since we made them. For reasons that you guys don't need to know. And yeah.
No, tell me more.
No.
Because
it's roll for. I can't because it's roll for damage. Spoilers.
Tell me more. Does he look like a bitch?
Thank you so much.
I can't roll for damage. Fucking Nova will kill me. I can't die. I'm not. No, I can't because I'm not gonna deal with Nova yelling at me.
But you know them. All you have to do is say it. Who's gonna know? Me? Cammy, maybe?
The 63 people watching this chat.
You can trust them. They're your fans. Don't you trust your own fans?
Oh not with the secret. No, absolutely not.
I'm scared. I'm still to this very day scared to step into.
You shouldn't be. For as much as we joke around, nothing is done on Roll for Damage without player consent. If you're not okay with something, just tell Nova. He will always approach you before he does something. Everything.
You invited Aaron on to Roll for Damage, but you didn't invite me.
Are you free? Are you free Friday nights?
No.
Then
But I would have liked the invitation.
Well,
I would have loved the extended Christmas.
Well, if you ever, hey,
it's fine.
Davy gets an invitation to go to Smash. He rips it up in front of the...
Davy doesn't need an invitation. It's all right.
Davy, if you ever want to guest, we're always looking for guest stars for the season.
Only a guest.
We had Joe on. We had Joe and Dingo on. Do you want to join?
Send me aboard for one eve and then ship me off for your next lover.
I mean, no, it'll probably be for 2 or 3 sessions, like we did for Joe and Cat and
let
Dingo.
But like 2 minutes, he'll come back out eventually.
I am not some whore to be fucked and then tossed aside.
I'm not gonna.
Theater dreams. Give him a minute.
I may look pert.
Give him a minute.
I know. I'm just trying to de-escalate this before it goes on for an hour. This is what happens.
What have you done?
I instantly regret inviting Davy onto this.
Yeah.
Featuring Davy Chappie, everyone.
Yeah, I honestly should have go ahead and update the title that it's featuring the entire the cast now because we're all here. Hold on.
Yeah, it's featuring Davy Chappie, only Davy Chappie.
Only Davy Chappie. Just Davy. Just Davy. Just Davy. Just Davy.
Just Davy.
He was the only one here.
Only Davy. Only Davy.
With you.
Ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum, bum.
Here.
No, I like that one because that fan base, it lasted for like a month, and then people were just like, "Hey, let's stop being insane over this game," and that's something you can't say about games like Undertale.
Well,
Okay, now listen here. The Undertale fandom is fucking brutal, but the game is amazing.
They released like DDLC Plus, by the way. Like it was it was a Doki Doki Literature Club upgraded. Like featured a whole bunch. I haven't played it, and I don't know if I really will. Yeah, but I'm like, are the side stories more of like the visual novel, like the dating sim, or are they more horror things? Because if they're more horror things, I might play them. But I'm worried that I'm just getting tricked into playing a slash fic.
I feel like it would be more like.
I think it's more slash fic.
God damn it! I don't want that.
But again, I can't say for sure because I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, but I'm taking your word as law because you've made a stance. You've said that you think it is something, therefore it is. And if I check and it is wrong, it is your fault.
I mean, isn't everything my fault?
That's yes. Finally, you say it enough times and they internalize it. The system works.
Don't worry, Cammy, you're doing great.
You're a horrible person. You know that.
The conditioning.
Yeah.
Love you mean it, but you're a terrible person.
I mean, I never gaslight people.
How do you say that with a straight face, you monster?
Balls rip. Tasty bong rip.
That's my secret cap. I'm
Hey,
never straight.
Aaron, monetization.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
Yeah, sorry.
I am trying not to get in trouble.
You won't get in trouble for that. I can promise
I
you.
am not putting it past it. Okay, fucking YouTube decided to flag a video that I have with that only has like 600 views, and there's 1,000 others like it. I had to take down my entire Goretober series because YouTube decided that I was breaking terms of service community guidelines, despite there being hundreds of fucking Goretober speed paints everywhere. Apparently, mine was breaking terms.
If you're so worried about getting flagged, why don't you just stream on Twitch?
Because I didn't want to set up my Twitch layout today. I was lazy.
You want to set up just stream this.
I was lazy.
You got the layout.
I was lazy. Okay.
No, I'm looking at you. You can't lie to me. I'm looking at YouTube right now. You've got the writing person and the whistle while you work on the side. Just use this.
I'm testing a Twitch layout. I don't want to go back on Twitch until it's done, and I just didn't want to deal with it today. All right. I wanted to just put it on YouTube where it's easier, and I don't have to put out 50.
Live.
Do you think Mr. Twitch will see you and say you're not dolled up enough?
No, but I feel very intimidated by other Twitch streamers, okay? I'm comfortable in my YouTube bubble. Let me be in my YouTube bubble.
I don't.
Same here.
I'm fairly certain. I can ask Ninja. I can call him up on the phone, but I don't think he'll know.
Oh, God.
I don't give a fuck about Ninja. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, that's the only Twitch streamer I know, so...
I'm intimidated by Twitch. Okay, I'm still trying to get.
I feel that shall be a valid.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitch is like an entirely different sort of environment in terms of like.
YouTube is my stomping ground. Let me be on my stomping ground. I've been on here for like 10 years.
Speaking of my stomping ground, if I can say really quickly, I just want to say it. I'm very proud of a video that I put out today. It's the history of D&D.
Yeah, I saw it. I was gonna watch it after the stream.
Yeah, it's about 11 minutes long. It goes over the creation of D&D all the way up until Gary Gygax got ousted from his own company. The next episodes will be out like in the coming weeks. I'm so proud of it. Like, it's not going to get the views that it needs, but I'm happy. Also, Joe cameoed at the very end. He was you might notice that he played a character just for like 2 seconds.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I did.
So we have
promotion done.
We have sketchy lines. I might just make these my lines, honestly, because I'm kind of lazy.
I mean, it looks good.
Competitive streaming. What is competitive streaming? Like someone just said YouTube casual streaming, Twitch competitive streaming. What the fuck is competitive? Do I have to run a triathlon while I'm recording from my phone?
No.
What the fuck?
The environment on Twitch a lot of the time is that.
Do I have to do swim laps?
Like. YouTube can be a little bit more lax in terms of streaming and doing some stuff.
I also get like a lot less gross people in my chat on Twitch on YouTube than I do on Twitch. I will always in my I have certain things like where they'll be like automatically hidden in my Twitch chats. There's too many gross fuckers who I get so many comments about just the fact I'm female on Twitch that are just very deeply uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How very upsetting.
I have long since abandoned my Twitch.
Like, I still like my Twitch. I sometimes I don't want to deal with some fucker coming on and saying really gross stuff because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
That is valid.
Yeah.
That shit almost made me stop playing D&D entirely before I even started, so I just don't want to deal with it.
Ugh.
Oh, girl.
Uh-huh. Oh, Adventures League. Go fucking figure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Adventures League. Fuck that so hard. It's so dumb.
It's
so dumb.
My very first video that like really blew up is relative. But my very first video that got like a ton of traction was my why I left Adventures League video, and it was because I was like being severely harassed at the table, and when I was like, I told the DM, hey, I'm really uncomfortable because this guy keeps saying like trying to ask me out and he's being really gross to my character in game and I'm not okay with this. And I was basically told, oh, he just does that. You got to get over it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So,
I hate that.
So by the way,
I'm glad you left.
I played for a whole 5 minutes in Adventures League.
I played for about 2 months. I really wanted to play D&D. It was my first experience.
I feel
so there's a local game shop. I won't say the name. There's a local game shop that I went to that was doing Adventurers League, and I showed up to see what it was like. And I have brought my character sheet that I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna make something really interesting. It's gonna be a little fun. I go to sit down at the table. I pull out my character sheet, and the DM literally just hands me a folder with another character sheet, and I'm like, oh no, I got my own. It's like, no, you're playing this character. And then I sat there and said, well, that's as close as I was gonna get. And
that's kind of standard.
You know what? That's valid. If I went to a D&D table, sat down, and someone handed me my character without saying beforehand that we were playing pre-mades, I'd be all like, that's fantastic. So, you can have this
I kind of want to like I kind of do want to defend the league a little bit, is that is pretty standard from what I understand, but also because you're really supposed to be making your characters with the DM, because there's things that are specifically allowed in league and there's things that aren't. Granted, I played a pre-gen in my first couple sessions, and then I was allowed to make my character after I had like gotten my toes wet.
I will rebuke that entirely. The whole point of Adventurers League is so that you can play your own character at different tables. Like, the idea is that you make a character through the settings of Adventurers League, and then you're supposed to be able to take that character with you, like, to any Adventurers League legal place, and play that character in some adventures, whether it be in a big overarching one or a smaller
Was my Adventures League just fucked up? Was mine just absolutely fucked up?
It's the whole reason why anybody does Adventurers League.
No, I'm genuine because I'm genuinely concerned now if my Adventures League was just fucked because it was bad enough that it was a small league anyway. There was only one table, one DM. It was a really tiny shop. But I also live in a relatively small town, so that makes sense. Was my league just, uber fucked? I know my league was pretty fucked because of what they let happen, but was my league just, uber fucked? Was mine even a league?
I don't know. Adventurers League has never been good. I've played in 3 Adventurers League games. The first one was at Gen Con, because I don't know if anybody knows this, but D&D doesn't have a very big Gen Con presence at all, because they tried to get the big room, but Gen Con was like, no, we don't want to give the big room to you, we want to give it to Pathfinder. This was, back when 4E was out, and Pathfinder, Paizo, the people that made Pathfinder, were super big. So they gave it to Pathfinder, and then said, you know what, for being such a big hassle for us, we're going to put D&D in, the smallest room in the furthest, third building corner somewhere. They're going to hide it, is the idea. They're going to hide it far away where no one will ever find it. And so I found it because I had been hunting for it. I sniffed it out like a dog that was hunting for dice.
Hunting for dice? Get out. Leave.
This is my D&D. This is my D&D. I want it. I want my 5e. Give it to me. I showed up, could not find Jeremy Crawford anywhere. Didn't expect him to be there. He didn't say he was, but I was hoping maybe. That said, walking around there, I go to my first table, and I sit down, and there's 3 other people who have never played a game. I'm in with all of the newbies. Keep in mind, by this point, it was I want to say 2019, so I had been established Davy at that point. But
that was when I just started playing.
Yeah, but I was not going to complain because I don't know how Adventurers League works, and it makes sense that I would just be paired up with a bunch of newbies because, this is my first Adventurers League game. Let's just see what happens. So, we start going through it. One of the dudes immediately tries to charm somebody and starts wasting all their spells, and I'm like, hey, you have, a limited amount of those, and he's like, oh, no, I have no idea. And I'm like, oh. And then he starts doing other things, and I'm like, hey, that's not exactly how that rule works. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. And I realize, at that moment, nobody ever briefed this person on how to play the game. We continue, and I realize no one ever briefed any of the people that I was playing with how to play the game. This was not an introductory adventure. This was just an adventure at level 1. So the DM wasn't teaching them how to play the game either. And in fact, the DM was getting some things wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong with players or DMs not understanding how to play the game. I don't mind that at all, and I, in fact, enjoy teaching people how to play D&D, and I spent my 4-hour session of Adventurers League teaching both the DM and the players how to play Dungeons & Dragons. The reason why it annoyed the shit out of me is because I paid $10 to be there.
No, you paid to be there.
Because you have to. You have to pay for Adventurers League. That maybe not at your local game store. I don't know if your LFG is gonna do it to you. But if you go to a convention, yeah, you gotta pay $10 for a 4-hour session.
Oh, God.
It makes me feel like I'm paying for a cheap dice whore.
Yeah, no, because I absolutely did not pay to be at this league. Otherwise, I think I'd be way more pissed than I am, sitting here in 2021. Nearly 3 years after the fact. I think I'd be fucking pissed if I showed up paid to get sexually harassed. That didn't happen, at least.
Yep. The whole time, I also don't like the amount of restrictions that you have to have on your character. They have a thing where it's you are allowed to use the player handbook plus one other book, and everything has to come from either the player handbook or that second book. So it can come from Tasha's, it can come from Xanathar's, it can come from Sword Coast, or it can come from whatever. It can only be one book. You can't mix and match a whole lot. Now this makes sense, or this made sense a long time ago when Dungeons & Dragons was releasing 18 books a year. And so the networking was all terrible. But 5e has only ever been releasing a book every couple of months. So the amount of extra content we get is so small that it no longer warrants this. And because we have an online database, the database will tell you exactly where everything's coming from. Mm-hmm. That said, it was super restricted, and the DMs, all 3 times I played, always seemed very nervous to let you do anything extremely experimental because they seem to be very worried about people trying to break the game or cheese dick their way into victory, which makes sense when the DM has to play with a different group of people every 4 hours.
Because I think that's I think that that's kind of like understandable, at least from the DM's point of view, because at least with my experience in the league, that's exactly what fucking happened. We were playing Tomb of Annihilation, and like 3 of the fuckers at the table had seen Puffin Forest's video about the fucking obelisk, and they knocked that bitch over and forced us into the Nalfishne encounter when we had a level 5 party member.
But then why am I paying $10? Why am I paying for this? Don't invest in Adventurers League, kids. It's like Sonic the Hedgehog. You'll want it to be good every time, but it never will be.
I will still like say that I think Adventurers League was good for me to teach me the basics, because I learned the basics of combat, which I really was struggling with when I entered League. That's the only good thing that League gave me, was that I learned how combat works. And I didn't even learn everything, but I at least learned how initiative works, how your action, bonus action, your movement, and your reactions work. I learned things, and I learned things when I didn't know how available PDFs were. So I was like also not sure how I was going to get the books. So I don't think that Adventures League is entirely terrible, because I know that there are good leagues. I just think you need to be very, like, listen to your fucking gut. If you're not having fun at the table, walk away. Don't be me. Don't be me and stay there for fucking months when you are deeply uncomfortable at the chat or at the table, and then finally rage quit when the DM tells you, no, I'm not going to stop this sexual harassment case.
My response to that is, if you're gonna, like, if this is the mentality that you're gonna have going into D&D, why are you playing Adventurers League? Just get a table together, a normal table. It doesn't have to be under the umbrella of Wizards of the Coast.
None of my friends were like into like TTRPGs. I like,
okay,
they were like
fine.
I was too shy to go online and do it because I'm a fucking shy potato, and I was just like, I was literally going into the store that I played at. I was going to buy my first set of dice. I thought, today's the day. I'm buying my first D20, and then I saw there was a flyer advertising the Adventures League, and I'm like, oh, I've heard of this before. Yeah. I want to do this, and I started playing D&D. Look at where I am now.
That's how it goes. Like, Adventurers League primarily gets their money by like presenting itself as a very like big, exciting thing, when in reality it is just a more stifling normal game. Like, local game stores don't have to run Adventurers League. You can go to your local game store and find a table that is hopefully not doing Adventurers League, and if it is, like, you can probably ask the DM, hey, can we get a group together that isn't Adventurers League? The only reason why people like try to push Adventurers League so much is that the DMs can get paid for that. And like, that's neat for the DM, but that's still dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely it's not a perfect system. It's just, I think it was beneficial for me learning D&D. So I can't like entirely write off AL. It doesn't feel fair when it's in my brain when AL was my like first foray into 5e, and look at me now nearly 3 years later, and I've basically built my career off of it. So I can't like entirely knock it.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay,
all good. God, like, it's so wild to hear like the stories. I literally only started playing tabletop stuff because an online friend of mine was like, hey, I'm going to try GMing for the first time doing this tabletop thing. I'm like, what is tabletop? And they were like, well, it's game, but it's game where you can make your own character and go on an adventure, and it's an adventure that I have made. And I was like, neat, I'm down. So we played Hunter the Vigil, but it was all a custom homebrew campaign, and it took 3.5 years, and it was amazing, and I cried a lot.
Yes.
And so it got me really into it, and so I wanted to play a couple of other games, and some of them have hit really well, and some of them have kind of like not hit as well. So
I just want to answer something from the chat. Local game store, I mean like where you would go to buy like your minis and your like your where you would buy your core books. It's like your comic shop, your like your nerd store, you know, where you like buy like loads of dice and like rent your TTRPG books.
It's okay, kids. I still don't know which one would be considered my local game store because I've actually never been in one.
So there's a lot of them.
GameStop.
There's a lot of them in Tallahassee. So
Okay.
that's mostly where I've gone. There's a couple really cool comic book shops here, and that's mostly where I go now. The store I actually played at is shut down now, but you know,
there are plenty of games like relatively near. There are a lot of gaming stores near me like now, but like growing up, I didn't have any of them really near me that I could go to, and also I was like very shy bean. Also, I was living between the world of slightly nerd, but also slightly, not really jock, but athlete life.
Yeah.
Because I was a swimmer. So it was just like weird, and I didn't know which world I was supposed to sit in. So I kind of like lived on the line of both and didn't really like fully invest time into either of them entirely. So now I'm like, don't know where to go, and the social, like, the anxiousness I feel about like being the weird kid still exists. So I'm just like, oh god, oh no. Like, I know these are people and they're chill and they probably don't care that I like this stuff, but at the same time, there's a part of my brain that's like, but it's weird. And I'm like, but it's not though.
No,
and my brain goes, but what if? And I'm like, you're right, never mind.
Like, oh, we all love that part of our brain that never knows how to shut the fuck up.
Yep. We love it. You love to say it.
All right, we have a Luna colored. So now we move on to Echo Dad before we do anything with those fucking swords.
Hey.
I love how I was like, I'm only gonna do this till lines. Now I'm like, no, I've got energy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It's looking amazing so far.
I've drank an entire cup of coffee. I'm ready.
The thing that got me into Dungeons and Dragons was mainly because I started playing D&D with my friend JJ when I was in high school, and like we were playing, I think it was like 3.0 because it was just like so homebrewable, based on how you went about it. I played, oh god, what was it? I played a like some homebrewed sword mage that basically it was just basically Archer from Fate's Stay Night.
Don't know what that is, but
basically, sure. I see a weapon, I can recreate it.
Okay.
To get Echo Dad out here. Hold on, sorry.
I think I played that character for 6 months before the game came to an end, but my biggest thing that got me into doing D&D as a DM was somewhere in 2015. Is that I wanted to live stream Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I legitimately wanted to give it a go because I was just creating whatever at that point. Because I was already making How to Be an Adventurer. I wanted to make a live D&D show. My friend Butters, and yes, his nickname is Butters, basically told me it would be impossible for me to do it. And I said, well, see about that. A few months later, I would meet a couple of friends that would show up for D6 for the very first time in 2016. I had only played 3E for such a long time, so when I decided to pick up 5E, I was scrambling to learn 5E so quickly at that point because I've only been like researching it for about, I don't know, 4 months. So a million mistakes were made. A million.
As much as I love 5e, I don't think it's my favorite. I don't think it's my favorite system anymore. I've only played World of Darkness a couple times, but I really like World of Darkness, and I really fucking love Call of Cthulhu. It's so fun. I love spooky. I also got to play a Changeling the Dreaming game last weekend. Yeah, it was last weekend, and it was so fucking fun. I loved just being a chaotic little gremlin. I was actually playing Lydia, Cammy. I converted Lydia over for Changeling because I wanted it was honestly so last minute I had to put her together that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take a character and reskin her, and it was perfect because Lydia's a little fucking southern ball of chaos, and I ended up choosing all of the options that was basically you're really good at stealing. You can make fireflies appear that like transmit emotion. So you can put fireflies around a car and make them angry and just start a fight in the street if you want to.
Yeah.
It was so fucking fun. I don't think anything is gonna match that World of Darkness game I played with you, Joe, and Uzu. Because that was
so fun.
I have convinced Uzu to come on my channel at some point to tell the World of Darkness story. Yeah, because it was just so fun. It was so fucking fun and so terrifying.
Uzu is a wonderful, she's really good at creating homebrew stuff that doesn't feel because there are plenty of things that could be made where someone goes, well, that's not mechanically right. And what Uzu does, it goes, joke's on you. This is a monster of my own making. Mm-hmm. You can't create, you can't find it similarly in any other book because I've made it myself. There are its own powers, its own mechanics.
I love Uzu. I loved how Uzu was as a DM, and Uzu is going to be a regular player on Roll for Damage now.
Nice.
And I'm really fucking excited to play with her as a player. We've talked a
terrifying player.
We've talked
terrifying.
Okay,
player.
We've talked a lot, and I mean a lot about our character's dynamic. I am so excited to see fucking her fucking big strong mom come in here and fix this shit. I'm so here
about her.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, has Uzu showed you the art then?
Yeah, she has.
I'm so fucking ready for it. I am so ready for it. It's not even funny, but why the fuck is she so hot? It's not
because listen.
Is this something you need to see? You need to send it to me.
Yes, I do. Kelly needs to see this.
Part of the reason it's Uzu's characters are always hot, but also part of it's Danny needs a bad bitch, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, Cammy, I have words for you later because I can't see this on stream because it will spoil things. I've got some words for you about some of the shit me and Uzu have talked about, and you're gonna fucking love it. For just for context, the character I'm playing on Roll for Damage is this really fucking damaged little half elf girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I know about your half elf girl.
Yeah,
talked about her.
Yeah, we have. Fuck, sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're golden. You're golden.
Where are you, Kelly? Have this. Have this. Go.
Just look at her.
Just
Look at her. Isn't she hot?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, she is.
She's such a bad bitch.
Oh, and I
know that she's not. Wouldn't you think she's the girl who takes over everything?
I'm sorry, I can't share this with you guys, chat. But the channel is called.
Okay, I won't say too much about it. Then, but man, I love her.
Yes.
By the way, while Cammy was singing that, I was looking at the image of that Cammy sent us last night of just basically Renee being a fucking bean, like an absolute.
The thing Katie drew.
Kate's art was so cute.
Yeah, the little doodles Katie's been sending are just so cute, and I can't. Katie, you're a fucking beautiful person.
Cammy, I want to do a power ballad with you at some point. Jesus Christ.
Oh dear, what did I do? Oh no, I think I colored Echo Dad's hair the wrong color.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I've made my Echo Dad so upset.
Is it a separate layer? You can just change
no, it's fine. I just think I color dropped the wrong color is all. Either I color dropped the wrong color or it all looks the same because he's in shades of gray.
Yeah.
I think that's been the hardest thing about Echo Dad is that since he's all in shades of gray, it's really jarring drawing him next to Luna because Luna's all in color, and it's how do I make this merge together and look believable?
Honestly, I think that one way you could do it is the lighting, because even though he technically is monochrome, lighting can change how that monochrome looks. It gives it shades of color.
You know what would be...
Because in a sunset thing, he would have very, very warm colors. In a murky twilight, he would be much more muted.
You know what?
Yes.
Nighttime would be purple.
You could also give him colored rim light. That would also
rim light helps a lot.
Ooh, you know what I can do?
That can also separate the hair and the hood and the feathers and stuff.
You know what I can do? I can just quickly bullshit in my radiant consumption. and then I can and then I can use those.
I love how you put that.
Yeah. No, and then you like make the ring light, like you make the highlights like from Luna specifically.
Yeah,
so
hold on. Let me
Yeah.
get my radiant consumption reference. Hold on. I've only drawn this once because it's hard, so I just.
So funny enough, about Black and White and like Shades of Grey is my friend C Mike, who runs his own D&D channel, Fables. He gave me the best advice when it comes to movie compositions as well as for art.
Just gonna
is take anything that you can note with colors and then make it black and white, and it will make you appreciate lighting composition so much
Oh no,
more
I've
than
definitely
you-
done black and white challenges before. I've just never done it with a color with somebody who is rendered all in color right next to it. That's a different beast.
Totally different monster.
I also don't do these kind of portraits very often. I like doing character design portraits, or like I fucking did concept art for a while. So this is honestly just a new beast for me in general, because I'm not used to drawing things super dynamic. I've decided that I just need to start fucking challenging myself more, because I'm getting too comfortable in my bubble. I think every artist understands that. It's like when you get to the point where you're way too comfortable and you're drawing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're just sharing the
right
art
now.
for our D&D characters.
Oh,
I mean, I just want to share because we talked about radiant consumption, and I'm like, the way that your radiant consumption is drawn, Shelby, is very different from how I see it for my Scourge.
yeah, I remember.
Like, mine is literally fire.
Well, like, because I was thinking, right, because I was going to have it be fiery, but I didn't want Yang jokes. I was trying to avoid the Yang Ruby from Yang jokes, because God damn it, Luna is a lot like Yang, and I understand that. I just wanted to avoid it.
Come at me.
And you'll see.
They're more than me.
Listen. I've been building Luna's playlist up on Spotify, and Ignite is on her playlist.
Nice.
But
Come on, guys.
I'm sorry,
We're
but
demonetized.
Can't hold me.
Oh God.
then I burn. I'm sorry, but fucking Ruby music is so good. Okay, Casey Williams just has such a fucking good voice. I'm sorry.
Casey Williams has matured so much too. Like her voice over the span of the whole series has only gotten better.
Everything about those Ruby songs is amazing except for their lyrics.
I honestly, I don't know. I also followed the Ruby story for a very long time, so I appreciate all the explicit references in it. One sec. I'm trying to... We're just going to do that for now and then hide it, because that's going to be an after effect. And now I have to redo Luna's eyes now, because she doesn't have pupils when she does this.
Dope.
It's okay.
No, it's... Radiant Consumption, I think, is just one of the most badass abilities of of Aasimar. I love this idea that there's a light that's so fucking intense it's hurting you, and you're still doing it. That was like specifically that was why I chose Luna. Remember when we were all recording our lines for the trailer?
Yeah.
There were that's specifically why I chose the line that I did, because I wanted to.
There's no
Yeah.
Shelby, when you play around with like the layer opacity, it looks like she's glowing.
Yeah.
Did you see that just now? It was so good.
Just.
Like actively glowing, almost like a gift.
She's ready to burn things. Also, I found, okay, I know that we ruled this because we didn't want to break Luna's build, but I also did find that, it has been, officially stated that the echoes are not creatures, so I can have Echo Dad near me when I'm radiant consuming shit, because that's only affects creatures, not,
Yay!
How interesting.
Yeah. No,
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice
I like seeing
mechanic.
her glow.
There you go.
look at her glow.
Look at her glow.
This bitch glows.
Yeah, and you see this new lava lamp?
I mean, realistically, if we ever got stuck in, granted, we all have dark vision, but if we ever got stuck in a dark place, I can just be our nightlight. Just fucking stay 10 feet away from me.
We have the light cantrip just by nature.
Yeah, but I mentioned this yesterday.
You literally have the sun with you.
I mentioned this yesterday, actually, because I mentioned that I wanted Luna to be no magic, and in my stream yesterday, and somebody's like, but she has the light cantrip. I don't consider that a spell. In the context of Aasimar, I don't consider it a spell. I consider it like an innate ability. I know that they say it's the light cantrip probably for simplicity, but I like to imagine it's just something you can do without being related to magic. I don't know, random thing, but I needed to say
The only reason why it's the light cantrip is because they don't want to have another ability that just does the exact same thing when they can just give you the light cantrip and call it that.
So I like to imagine it's just something small. It's like it's not like, especially because light is like one of the like most situational cantrips, I think, at least. And I think that's going to be good enough to diffuse that outline. Now we're going to get rid of that and make these eyes and teeth really fucking intense.
I'm currently looking for the artwork of this goddamn barbarian because I legit.
Are we sharing artwork of our OCs? Is it okay if I send a whip of what I'm working on?
Do it.
Oh, wait, we're sharing OC artwork. I am doing it first.
This is not.
I get it. It is done. Behold.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who's that?
He is a ranger. You will never see him. Those of you who are watching the stream, you get no visual representation of what I am talking about. But I am playing a ranger in a Rime of the Frost Maiden game.
How is Rime? Do you like it? I've heard a lot of mixed shit, so I just want to know.
It's pretty fun so far. Really cold, pretty chilly. He is a swarm keeper ranger, and instead of choosing like bugs or shit,
I remember when you were talking about this. Oh my god!
Instead of choosing bugs or whatever, I chose ice and snow. So all of his his swarm is literally snow that swirls around him, and all of his spells like web, that's icicles forming everywhere.
That's such a cool
Spikes,
idea.
That's more ice.
That is actually really cool. Yeah.
No, but this is
Fairy fire. It's like snow that is reflecting off the sun, and it is shiny now.
Okay, no, but this is not the first time
way,
you've done. This is not the first time like you've done like really cool shit like this. I need the chat to know that the character Davi played in Golden K was like mechanically a druid, but the furthest thing from what you'd think when you think of a druid.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. Like Jarl was like genuinely a really cool character.
Joe started the campaign on a boat and said we would be on an island, and so I'm like, oh, we're on a boat? Cool. I want to be a pirate. Well, it started with druid was the only class that I had never played because it was so uninteresting to me, so I'm like, I'm gonna make this interesting somehow.
Felt that.
And so I played a pirate, and
my favorite class, man.
I took all of the abilities that would be based off of like wind and water, and if I had an ability that didn't do that, I made it into that. Like hold person was just you being trapped by the wind, and I chose the circle of stars so that I would have a pistol, like a flintlock pistol, and I would shoot stars out of it.
It was so sick.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Jarl was such a cool character. Like genuinely.
It does sound really creative as well. Like just
His name was Jarl Glibson.
Bless you.
That entire party was really fun. I really liked that entire party.
That was my first time playing Ranger, and now it's like one of my favorite things. I want to play it all the time now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I put it in the voice chat, but this is a character that I play as an NPC for my campaign. I'm merely showing him because like it's one of my favorite NPCs to play.
No one gets to see the art of these characters.
Yeah,
Chat's completely.
I'm sorry,
no
guys.
visual reference
I'm
at all
trying.
of any of these.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to draw.
Dude,
No,
D&D
please.
is all about
Tell me.
theater of the mind. It's all about theater of the mind.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
imagine that these are some really cool characters, guys.
Well, maybe you fuckers should post this stuff on Twitter so that I don't have to do the work for you, huh?
No,
Think
I'm
of that,
posting on the Discord so that you can throw it up in your own stream.
I'm fucking
Shelby's
busy.
drawing. Leave her alone.
I want you to stop drawing and accommodate me.
I don't have enough spoons.
I'll just
for
recede
this.
back into my sadness. All right.
I don't have enough
Alright.
spoons for this, guys.
Don't worry.
I'm just gonna
But anyways,
post
his
really
name
quickly
is
about the rest of it,
Sterling.
It's the D&D group I'm working on.
His name is Sterling. He is a kobold.
Is that the baby?
Aaron, I would like to know who drew that.
That was by one of my players and my friend Boo Radley. And which
You can
also,
maybe send me a link later or something. It don't have to be now. It's fine.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to find the artwork for the the barbarian that he did for me. Fuck. Where?
Oh, Sorry, this is a Curse of Strahd party.
Yes, this is my Curse of Strahd party, actually.
Yeah, I recognized it because that bro's holding the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Yes, I mean, it's still a sketch, but yes, it's supposed to be.
That's so cool.
I will die for your little tiefling, I swear to God. I will die for her. She's so fucking cute.
That's the glass cannon that I was talking about earlier.
Again, let me die for her, please. Can I die for her, please?
I love that.
If only the chat could see such beautiful people.
You know, the chat can you know what the chat can do? The chat can go to Callie's Twitter where she's drawn this baby before, and you can understand why I died for her. Hold on, let me put that in the chat.
Shelby is drawing, and Shelby does not have to showcase anything.
Yep. Also, I will say, you know, it'd be really fun. Like, maybe not necessarily like a full campaign, but like have a one shot where you have a bunch of glass cannons.
Yes.
Like they're all of them have the dump stat being Constitution.
Oh God.
And you have to find out how to make it through something alive. Without necessarily, and the thing is, they don't have to necessarily fight. It's just like creating a conflict where you have to ensure the survival of your like party.
Well, I guess that's. Tell me, Cammy, do you DM?
I mean, I have not DM'd before.
You want to DM this? Come on. Come on.
I would want a more experienced DM to do it, if only because I myself have not handled a low constitution like player as a GM before. Like I'm handling a low constitution player as a player because that's me.
Because it's me.
But like I feel like you'd have to be a very, very careful DM. And I have not done it enough yet where I would feel comfortable doing that.
There are definitely certain.
I have not made mistakes yet.
There are definitely certain DMs that I would own that I like my DM Ben. I talk about him all the time on my streams because he's like the DM I have like the most trust in. I've given him recently a very ambitious storyline in which my character was a ruler, like a straight up queen.
Yeah.
But it was 200 years ago, and she made a deal with the Hells so she wouldn't die after she was murdered. And it's a very complicated story with a lot of Game of Thronesy elements to it, and he's the only person I trust to get this right.
Yep.
So I can't find this barbarian, but Sterling is there.
Little fun fact: we're playing Curse of Strahd in Pathfinder. It is actually, I don't think I've ever really played D&D 5e before. Like all of the campaigns that I've been a part of have been in Pathfinder, and even if it is a D&D campaign like Curse of Strahd, my DM is just like, listen,
we're just going to use the Pathfinder system.
We're just playing this in Pathfinder, and somehow it always works out. But both systems are amazing.
Like, if I were ever to DM, my first mechanic that I would be playing with people in would be Hunter the Vigil. It would not necessarily be a Hunter the Vigil story. Like, I wouldn't be a pre-published thing. Only because that is the mechanic that I am most familiar with, so I would feel a lot more comfortable being informed and helping people through the process of playing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
that's the case with my DM as well. He's just so familiar with Pathfinder, and he feels the most comfortable teaching us about it.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really done that much D&D 5e stuff yet. So I can see. Yeah, it's valid.
I think I solved my monochrome problem, and so what I did was I took all of the colors I was laying down. Where is that not? Oh, these aren't the same color, Shelby. Come on.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
No, I thought I'd closed it off because I'm like I'm coloring in like chunks. I think that what I needed to do was instead of going like straight up on the grayscale, I just took them just a teeny bit into color so they are just like mega desaturated, but they don't look flat. That was like the hardest thing, is that the gray looks so flat compared to Luna.
Yeah.
But I think I got it, and I think this, especially once I get all this like black laid down for the raven feathers, I think this will be cool.
I actually kind of want to pull up something really fast and see if I can like talk about more about the highlights and shadows and stuff, just because I'm.
Go for it. I fucking love this shit. This is how I learned. I never went to school for this. I just talked to a lot of artists.
Neither did I. I just like I've seen a lot of friends color.
Exactly.
Things,
yeah.
so.
No. I talk to a ton of artists and I internalize what I watch them do.
Let's see if I can find some line art that I've not colored yet. Actually, I do have something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find...
Cammy, I'm going to find something that the oh god, I just minimized everything. I'm going to find something that the stream is going to see. But I've used some of your shit as reference before because I really liked a pose you did.
Oh no, which ones?
It was the art you did for Danny for the Assembly song.
Oh!
Just gonna... it's gonna pop up on stream, but because the stream's a bit behind, I'm just gonna copy-paste it.
That image, actually, I was in very much a mode of being inspired by one of my friends who actually just recently did the art for my Soldier Poet King video.
Oh, were they the one who did the? Were they the one who did the animation for it?
Yes.
Ooh,
the way that she draws is so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. I just loved how bouncy all the characters looked. In like the animation was so good.
Yeah.
I really want to look that up now. I'm going to watch it after the stream. I think
it's absolutely stellar.
Videos I want to watch.
Yeah, and Shelfie's
D&D video and this one.
Shelfie's art is so clean, but like the colors are so vibrant and the shadows are so distinct.
I really like. There's like one scene in the. It's one scene in the video, and it was in the second verse, where it's the guy and the eye symbol behind him. Mm-hmm. And those colors were just so insane.
Yeah, that is like her thing is all about getting those cool contrasting colors on there. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm like, oh hell yeah!
This is what I was talking about, Cammy. I like was listening because remember when I asked you for the instrumental for
yes,
this is the character that like that song speaks to.
Nice.
Like for me, I'm playing a character in my Plight of Monteria game that's actively trying to start a revolution against a dictator.
Fun.
So like when I saw that song of yours, I'm like, this is the first thing on the playlist. This is perfect.
Right. So you have your gray.
Oh crap! I did not watch. Yes.
Oh no, you're fine.
I'm clicking. I am watching as I color.
I should just start streaming. Yes.
You have your gray color.
Yes.
I've turned the saturation all the way down, so it's very dull.
I love that haircut. It's so cute.
Thank you.
It's so adorable.
Oh, this is Ileana's like season 2 cut.
Nice.
Oh my god, yes.
For our Waterdeep thing. We just finished the Dragon Heist, but now we're going to go into Tomb of the Mad Mage, which is going to be really fun. We're using the characters from that into the next part, which is going to be really interesting. So, let me just say I want to have like it's a sunset. It's a sunset-y kind of day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take like an orange. Mm-hmm. And I am just going to start finding some light. Where do I want to find some light?
Are you using Clip? Is that Clip?
Yes, I'm using Clip.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thought it was. I just wanted to make sure.
I recommend, by the way, Clip is an amazing program.
I do really I do. Yeah, oh god, I just deleted everything. I do really like Clip. I just can't afford it right now.
It's okay.
It goes on sale every now and again.
Yeah, yes, I keep missing the sale. And when it shows, or when it goes on, or when it goes on sale. Next time it goes on
sale, I will let you know.
Or like when it goes on the sale, I'm sitting here like, okay, well I can pay my phone bill or I can buy this.
But like, here we go. So like the more lights you want on it, you can add more. So if you so wish. I started like relatively soft with my like texture or like my pressure. And then I'll add more if I want to have a little bit of a sharper highlight somewhere on top of it.
I really love how you color, Cammy. I really love how you color.
The problem is I change the way I color every drawing.
Still, though, I like it. I like it a lot.
And then I'm going to add something like there so you can see a little bit of a fold starting to form.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you can add as much or as little as you like. I'm just starting with that.
Yeah, and since I'm going to be doing radiant consumption bullshit, I can just go crazy with some gold.
But you can absolutely see how much of a difference it does make on there.
Yeah.
And then if you want to add a shadow, do the same color, but I'm going to do multiply. So now, it's got
you guys, I just got a message. I might have to leave soon. I'm sorry, just letting you know in advance. I will disappear in like a couple minutes.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it was lovely. Thank you for having me.
Of course, this is just this is just a chill little stream to like scream about Necrohunt. So no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Also, Callie.
Yes.
I did send you the link for.
Yes, I saw. Thank you very much. I will look up that artist later. Thank you. All right, bye, guys.
Bye, Callie.
Bye, Callie. I might actually make it like a linear burn instead.
Hey, everybody in the chat, if you could just, flood Callie with love right now. Because
Callie with love.
Because Callie, like, really knocked all of those portraits out so fucking fast. And she's been a delight to work with and a delight to have around. She's emotional support artist in our chat for the streams. You should definitely go, give her all of the love. If you aren't following her on Twitter already, go follow her. Her art's so pretty. If you just want to see
very much.
If you just want to see otherworldly attractive characters, go follow Kelly.
There we go. All of a sudden you still get color in there while still getting to keep your monochrome or your monochrome starting color.
Yeah. Look at that. Art lessons with Callie, everybody, or with Cammy, everybody. There's too many fucking K names in here.
It's okay.
Names
it's a C!
It's a K. It's a K. Listen, I dropped out of high school, all right? What do you want from me?
God.
That is not meant to say that people who dropped out of high school are stupid. It's a joke. If you drop, there are 100 situations. Whatever your scenario was valid, and just as long as you're doing everything you can for yourself. I'm joking. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, look at that. And I can also add even more highlight if I so choose. I can add even a color dodge on there. Give it a little bit even more color.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Your line art is so fucking clean. What the fuck?
I'm gonna keep showing off. I'm gonna keep showing off Boo's art of my NPCs.
Nice.
I think I've almost finished the
local magic man here.
And then what also I found helps too is adding a slight light in the back. Mm-hmm. I don't do it a lot, but if you're doing something with a lot of heavy contrast, a slight little rim light.
I mean, I think that'll work here to help all these feather edges stand out. Mm-hmm. At least the ones that are up in the air.
Exactly.
Also, Shelby, if you want a terrifying vision of how scary the Raven Queen can be, Boo did this of my portrayal of her.
Ooh.
When he met
That's
her.
Fucking creepy.
Yeah, no,
Fun.
It's terrifying.
It's not what I imagined.
Thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was awesome because it's just this way of the death monk meeting the goddess of death, and it's just do not play with the system ever.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's okay. I've wanted to play a Raven Queen Aasimar for a really long time, and now that cat's kind of out of the bag, because Luna's already said it, I'm kind of okay with it. Because I honestly don't know what her extent is either. I left a lot up to Joe. I've been sitting on that one for a minute. Because the Raven Queen is one of my favorite deities, because I think it's a really fascinating way. I love a god of death not being bad. I like that true neutrality that comes with it, and obviously Critical Role really had an impact because Vax'ildan was my favorite character in Critical Role season 1, and I think it's very obvious that there are influences in Shadow Dad's design based on a lot of fan art of I
was
Vax.
thinking about the huge feather coat, and I was like, no.
Yeah, no. That was intentional also because feather coats are cool, but I love that design on I remember seeing a design that Liam tweeted out. I think it was either he commissioned it or he retweeted some fan art, and it was this really badass picture of Vax as the champion of the Raven Queen with this massive coat of feathers. And this was before the marriage one shot came out too. So I was like, oh, I'm here for this. That is cool, and I need that one day. So when I was coming up with Shadow Dad, I'm like, no, I want just dramatic coat of feathers. I want him to look fucking terrifying on the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I was so here for that shit. And I wish it had a better enough time to like draw a proper like art, not just like a little sketch, because I absolutely forgot to make him a token. I'll probably turn this art into a token and hand it off to Joe when it's done, because it's a little bit more accurate and less, you know, vague than the original like sketch I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, here's another NPC I did of Boot Radley's former character, which became an NPC that he wanted, called Dr. No. This is what happens when your cleric doesn't have a god. Which I love. I love the idea that like you don't have to have a god if you're a cleric. It's just a thing.
I also, chat, yeah, I am serious. I've been pretty open about that for a while. I dropped out of high school when I was, like, in 10th grade. I got my GED the next year and moved on with my life. It's not a shameful thing. Mm-hmm. It's just a circumstance.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, so I've actually met a lot of drivers that I know from my courier days that got their GED. It's the same amount of education.
Yeah, well, it's a perfectly valid thing. I didn't really even need to. My only thing I needed help with was math, and I was off on, like, because when you go to get your GED, they put you through, like, they test you, and they put you through, like, a little, like, an evaluation, and I think I was off by, like, 3 points in math, so I literally needed, like, really only 2 weeks of study, but they don't do that. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I did 2 weeks, enough to finish all my coursework, and then I skipped the classes for, like, the next fucking 6 months, and then I went and paid for the test myself and passed.
Nice.
So, you know... Dude, don't be me. Don't be irresponsible, but like Shelby. But also, you know, there's no shame in it either. And I want to just say right now, I was joking. It was a joke. Mm-hmm. You are not stupid if you dropped out of high school. Everybody has different situations. That's like my go-to like self-depreciating joke for when I do something dumb. I will refrain from it though if it actually makes people upset.
Listen, my favorite self-depreciating joke for me is that I'm short, fat, and slow. So
no, I'm more regarding the chat. I want to make sure I didn't actually upset anyone, and if I did, I am sorry because that was not my intention.
Yeah.
Got to be really on top of that shit.
Listen, getting your GED is the exact same as GED. Is the exact same as getting your diploma just earlier.
Yeah, well, and it
You're going
really
through the same amount of education.
And like really, most good like employers don't give a fuck as long as you got it. Just having it is important. Yeah. It's important to get you into college. If you are gonna drop out, fucking get your GED. Don't drag your ass on it. Get it over with. Your life will be a lot easier. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I had to mom for a second, but...
No, you're valid. All good, all good.
You're fucking great.
I'm called mom in my server for a reason. I have to make sure everybody's okay. And yeah, well, school also is not suited for everybody. It wasn't suited for me. I was not going anywhere when I was in school, and I had a lot of shit going on that was interfering with the process. Dropping out was a good thing for me. But also don't do it lightly either. Don't be that kid who's like, I'm going to drop out because I don't want to go to school. Fucking go to school. Get your education. It's going to make your life a lot easier. I promise you. It's going to make your life easier.
Like,
all right, I'm done momming my chat now.
You're fine. I think it also helps you kind of like find out what you also really enjoy when you like go to college and try and figure shit out. Like I still wasn't, like I said, in high school, I bounced between the creative stuff and swimming. And in college, I still kind of did that, but I started realizing there were certain classes I just was not going to excel in. And so I moved my major so that I could excel because I was excelling in things that I enjoyed and was interested in. Because originally I was trying to do a mosh posh between liberal arts and computer science. It was like a 50-50 split in the major that I was in. But I ended up failing 2 of the classes, technically speaking, because they were part of my major. And if you don't have a C in certain classes that are part of your major, then you're technically failing. So I got really upset. I figured out that I just do not speak computer language, and I was not good at math. So I was struggling a lot with it, and then switched my major into primarily just focusing a lot more on the liberal arts. soared the rest of the year, like the rest of my 4 years of school. I was learning like camera work. I was learning technology communications. I was learning like all this cool different stuff, and I was enjoying doing it. Like I learned.
Yeah.
I also learned to not be afraid to delve more into something if you enjoy it, because you'll be a lot more informed. I did 4 different theses in college about Nosferatu, about 4 different things in the movie that just enthralled me. From the story to the technical work to the editing. Like, I was obsessed with that movie from 1915, and I just went off.
So when after I dropped out, I didn't know where I was gonna go. I started because I wanted to. I wasn't sure like what my career path was gonna be, because I knew I wanted to do something with art, but I didn't know what. Like, you know, art is a very broad thing, and like I excelled in art through high school. I was very fortunate. I went to a high school that was very art centered and taught me how to build a professional portfolio way before I was in AP art or like qualified for AP art. I think that was like my good thing, is that my high school was a really good high school. I went to a very art-centered high school. If any of you have ever heard of Sale in Tallahassee, it's one of the best high schools in the state. I fucking soared there at the things I was super interested in, like art and computers. I was also on the robotics club for a while to do a comic for like kids. We were teaching kids like on a really basic level how circuits work. We made a comic about a sentient battery named Dora Cell. And her dog Switch. It was just like meant to explain to kids what happens like when you flick a light switch. It was really basic, but it was fun, and I found that I really fucking enjoyed doing that. High school was also where I started learning how to edit videos and make animatics and animations. I was in a computer class where we were basically allowed to build our own curriculum. It was basically just free time with a free A, honestly, let's be honest here. But I used that to teach myself basic animation.
So I went to college for 2 years. I attended Riverside Community, and I took an unconscionable amount of classes because I wanted to be a full-time student while also somehow balancing my work life and also my rock star life. And I do mean rock star because I was in a full-on well-paid ska band for a few years before we decided to fold. And I think our album is still up on Spotify. I can't remember. Anyways, I went to college for first year psychology because I did want to study psychology, because if anything ever happened upon like the voice acting and sound design thing didn't work out, I would just do psychology. I took theater, improv, audio engineering introduction, and the only reason why I was able to get into that class was because I was already in my Pro Tools class at another campus in RCC called Norco. And after completing a majority of those classes, I went to take my second year in psychology, which I promptly failed in the first semester. And then I took voice acting in video games for a while, and then I took anthropology. I think there was one more class, like can't remember. It was 2015 at that point, and I think I was kind of mentally losing it because I was stacked with a bunch of shows for the summer for the band, and then I was stacked with my courier job constantly needing me, and then also I was stacked with like my parents being just very, very bad parents at the time. So I was like, okay, so something's got to give. I decided to get my AA in theater and minor in sound design, and then I moved on doing any more education because I hated high school, and I realized that I do not like schooling at all. As the years have gone on, I'm all like, man, I really wish I never went to school for some things.
I just figured that I didn't like how my schools were ran. I mean, I went to fucking schools in the deep south, so they're not great. Sorry, but they're not.
Understandable.
They're not. I went to school in the middle of fucking nowhere in redneck country, so I had odds stacked against me. But there were things that I genuinely enjoyed. I think that my high school experience, because a lot of people don't have good high school experiences. My high school experience was my one good schooling experience. That was the first time I'd really excelled in an academic environment. But I also think that I got bored in that environment, and that's ultimately why I ended up going the way I did.
I suffered my senior year. I just straight suffered. Because, well, it was because I was in band, so I took marching band and concert band.
We didn't have a marching band, otherwise I would have been in it. I loved bands.
The problem was that I was supposed to be section leader for low brass.
What did you play? If you don't mind me asking. I was a French hornist, so
I played baritone, tuba, trombone.
You were one of those. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to excel in being able to play, all the instruments because I wanted to understand them to the best of my ability. Which led me to march for DCI and all that stuff. And the problem is that I was supposed to be section leader. However, my current band teacher moved to China to go teach music at the time. So our new band teacher came in, decided that he was going to pick a bunch of youngins to be section leaders. And then I got pushed off to the wayside as a senior. And I never got the opportunity to, prove my abilities. So I was basically, you're just second chair to a sophomore. Which I thought was really disrespectful to me. And at a very young age, when you're sitting there working to prove yourself, especially in the environment that you do, and then to sit there and be all like, oh yeah, you haven't worked hard enough for my standard, and also I want to trust section leaders in my coming years, so you're just not there. And after that whole thing, and then basically it's just like, well, I'm gonna play trumpet for these things. I'm gonna do jazz band. I never got back into jazz band after being in jazz band for the past 2 years. So that was taken away from me. And then also subsequently, I was in concert, I got moved from first chair to second chair again. And I'm just like, all right, you want to know what? I am done. You're not getting the best out of me ever. Because if you're going to make my last year here a fucking living hell, so be it. And then after, I think I came back from DCI, and I was yelled at for where have you been these couple of weeks? It's like, have you not been hearing the text messages my mother has been sending you? I've been marching all summer, and I would like to not be judged for my abilities, especially considering my abilities as a marcher are far more exceptional.
I hate to cut you off, but I think we should probably change topic.
Yeah. It was a song and dance. That's all it was.
Question, guys. I need art opinion. So
opinion?
I've got Shadow Dad colored. All his colors.
Shadow Father.
Shadow Father. His colors have been laid.
Shadow Father.
But now I'm struggling because Shadow Dad wields absolution like I do. Should I make them look the same or put absolution in shadows?
I think absolution.
I think it should be translucent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, give off the same effect from his feather cape. It's kind of almost ethereal.
How do you do that with sword? Hold on.
What you do with sword is that you do it with solid color, and then you put the opacity down. and then you put the highlights and shadows over it.
Oh, that means I have to go back and fuck with the lines, though. But that's not that hard.
You do have to fuck a little bit with the lines. Actually, you only really need to fuck with the end of the sword because he is holding it in his hand.
Oh, wait, if I could do like a gradual. I could do like a gradual.
Do a gradual.
Oh, ghost sword. Yes.
Yes, ghost sword.
Ghost sword. I mean, his name has evolved. He started as Shadow Dad, now he's Echo Dad, now he might just be Ghost Dad. We don't know at this point.
What up, Ghost?
Ghost Dad, why didn't you, like, go off to the next life? Luna will be so upset if she finds out you're actually here. Like, she'll be
fighting spirit.
Well, okay, no, listen. She's gonna have such mixed reactions because she's gonna be like, okay, I'm glad because I miss you, Dad. But is this just necromancy 2.0? I don't like this. You shouldn't be here.
Happy.
God.
Oh God.
Because, it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh my god, what, do I have to have, like, one of you guys, like, I try and identify this fucking sword again? Has it changed? Has its attributes changed now that it's crazy?
Alright, I would love to chill and hang out more, but I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to end, because we've been going for, 3.5 hours.
Okay.
So,
get ready.
Yeah, I'm about to host a thing at my house.
Well, then let's all say goodbye. Let's all say goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm about to be done anyway. I'm gonna do
goodbye.
Alright, so thank you everybody for showing up. This was really fun. Didn't expect the full house cast, but that's still pretty cool to be able to sit here and all like talk about all our crazy shit.
He's slowly rolling over.
I will probably be streaming again after our next episode, because God knows I'll have to scream about whatever the fuck happens next week.
I'm excited!
Would you guys like to say like who you are and where we can find you, or you just want to say bye and be done with it?
Whatever you want to do.
Go for it! I didn't expect a full house to do, otherwise I would have actually ran through introductions, so thank you for like spending your afternoon on my channel as we scream about random shit. So go for it. Say who you are, where we can find you. At least let me plug you.
I was gonna say we could start like from the top down, I guess.
Okay.
Oh.
Go.
Oh, so I guess that starts with me.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I make terrible jokes and talk for way too long. You can find me on the channel Yaroshien, where you can find also more terrible jokes. About making fun of anime and also psychoanalyzing anime to a very longest extent. So if you want to check me out, just find the TV head and you'll be there. Cammy, take it away.
What's up, everybody? I'm Cammy Cat. I'm a singer-songwriter. I make D&D original music, parodies, covers, what have you. And you can find me at Cammy Cat on YouTube, Cammy Cat Tweets on Twitter. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Howdy, how's it going? My name's Davy Chappie, and I teach people how to play Dungeons & Dragons on the internet, and just recently I released a video called The History of D&D, which details the introduction, the creation of everybody's favorite role-playing game, from its inception to the creator, Ernie Gygax, getting ousted from his own company. Future parts will be released on my channel in the coming weeks, but if you want to know more about Dungeons & Dragons history, then you should check out the video on my channel.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And, you guys know me, Wystle while you work. I tell stupid, normally I tell stupid stories. I haven't uploaded on here in months. I'm sorry about that. Listen, I've been taking care of a child for all summer, alright? I don't have a lot of time right now. Thank you for joining us, and, don't miss us next week for Necrohunt on, twitch.tv/JoeCat. We play, 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST, sorry, you know what I'm saying.
6 p.m. EST.
Yes, 6 p.m. EST, where we are going to see what the fuck happened. We play a group of adventurers trying to go in a very classic style D&D adventure. It's really fun.